Welcome to the Outhouse podcast,
where we talk shit
about shit.
How do you know for sure?
Tonight on tonight's show.
I like that, Nick.
How you like that, Nick?
Hey,
Tonight.
Banta.
Tonight on Tonight.
Automotive.
What's up?
Where you find this guy, Nick?
Hey, Nick, where this guy come from? It's one of that auto guy's buddies.
Yeah.
Guy.
I'm everybody's buddy.
Yeah.
Back in the saddle.
The
again.
legend, Jared Banta.
How do you really know? How do you really
How y'all
know?
doing, everybody?
Because I said so. What is up, guys? Happy to be here. This is awesome, man. It's cool. Love to be on the forefront of something cool, and this is cool.
Jimmy.
Wow, that wasn't cool.
What
What the
Al's
heck
doing
was
back?
that?
That's Al.
That was Al.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. Some crazy shit. I forgot to get a drum beat going for him.
Maybe that's his rebellious guitar.
Is it me, or is that a little overbearing?
It's pretty loud.
Hold on. But you know,
I can't hear myself.
that sounds
This is
bad.
about me.
that happens all the time, though. Then we watch
That's
it
right.
back, and he's not even in the mix. Is that still too loud? Or is that
Just
good?
say that, and I'll pull it back on the rails whenever we stray
Yeah.
too far.
Are we good?
Good with me.
Is that us?
You know, he's loud in my shit, man.
It's pretty loud on mine, too.
It's-
All right.
Just a hair, man, because we both know it needs to be a little loud, but not there. That's
All right.
Soothing.
Here we go.
All right, kids, don't forget the views and opinions expressed by the individuals in the following program do not necessarily reflect those of the Outhouse podcast, its affiliates,
It's all
its guests, or the two idiots doing the shit right here in front of you. It's all
And
jokes,
if
fun and
anybody
games.
drops
And we'd
the
like to
F-bomb.
give a special shout out to our sponsors, Gattuso's Music Amore, 1300 Market Avenue North, Sparta Lounge, 1101 12th Street Northwest, and Plant at Art, 1524 Fulton Drive.
Bolton and Cottage.
And there goes our questions, kids. Gone.
Gone. Dolores.
Now what am I going to do when I want to write something down?
Well, I don't know, but if anybody drops the F-bomb, they have to put a
Quarters.
quarter inside
I
of
brought
this.
some dollars. I'm
Yeah,
planning on
mighty
just
well.
doing it for fun.
We can cash you out.
That's right. What's the? You
See
got
that
change?
right there? That's the kind of
It
guy
is.
Jared
It is the
dude.
cuss bank.
I'm gonna cuss all night tonight.
I
The
noticed-
cuss bank.
Well, usually we always talk about all
Hey,
the
wait.
cacks
Oh.
that are around here,
Yes.
but
Yeah, we got some pussies to go with the cocks. We
Oh.
got black pussy, white pussies.
Wow.
and there's nothing more sexy than a pussy eating itself.
Why are they all staring at this
Who goes
guy's
up here,
ass,
man?
though?
And it was a lady that gave us these, a
Yeah.
very interesting lady.
Little
Thank
boy
you.
blue.
Melissa Dunham.
Thank you, thank you.
I don't know what it says on there.
She hooked us up.
Oh,
Ah, that hurts. Doesn't it hurt when you fall down on your face naked?
usually can't feel it right then. But
Honestly, I'm a little surprised we're all up right after the weekend. We had that
Yeah.
team
Ooh, I
building
tell you what.
team building session
yes,
this weekend.
team building is important.
Yep.
very
We had a very
important.
good team building insane asylum
I
in my
feel
backyard.
much closer to you, sir, after this weekend. Sorry,
I only got
sweetie.
to hear the stories. They didn't invite me. I didn't get the pre-party
It's
invite.
happening again.
That's right,
Oh,
Tom.
this
it's
guy.
happening again. And then I would just grab handfuls of grass and hold on while I went through the universe.
We have really good mushrooms on our pizza.
Yeah,
Oh, they were
fantastic.
fantastic. Yeah.
It was
So-
a damn good pizza. Damn good pizza.
I like pizza.
For some people, it was their first time having pizza.
It was
with
Inlo's
mushrooms.
pizza. They got
Yes.
some
An eye-opening experience for some.
good chicken and apparently really good pizza.
Third eye-opening experience for some.
Yeah.
I don't know. Mine felt like the fifth, sixth, and seventh eyes were all open too.
If there was somebody at the party whose name started with a Z, would we be allowed to talk about that non-binary person?
I can see her laugh right now, and that was like one of the only things that held me together that night was her laugh. Because every now and then I'd go, "Son, are you over there?" And he'd go, "Yeah, Dad." And I'd go, "Right." And I'd go,
Do that
"Yeah, okay,
shit and I'd
good."
start
Yes.
pissing my
We're all-
pants.
We're all good. We're all good here.
Al does an amazing
Beavis and Butthead.
Beavis and Butthead and King of the Hill.
Yeah.
Oh, Hank Hill.
Hank.
He
Boy.
busted into Hank Hill and we all lost it. It was,
Oh, I
it was
know.
like Hank Hill was standing next to us.
I was
It
losing.
Really looks
was. It was. I had a lot of fun with everybody that night, and you know, it really did relax everything, and it really did. It almost
was a
feels
great
like
night.
it's a brain reset. You feel just more in tune and
Absolutely.
attuned. To
And I'd like to give a big shout out to Mr. Automotive. He showed up with a big box. We got new headphones and all kinds of other shit.
You are not
cameras
gonna
and
believe, where this
wires
show's
and
headed.
all kinds of shit, man. This guy go like, I got this stuff been laying around. Like, dude, laying around.
Merry
Still got the
Christmas.
plastic on it. What are you talking about? So we'd like to give him a big thank you.
You're welcome.
We got to do that eating out show now.
Otto's a
Tom.
giver, man.
That reminds me, I think around August 10th, we should be able to do that show at Dan's place down at Cross Point in Minerva. So, I don't remember who's all committed so far, but watch out for that. So it'll be, is that the first live remote podcast?
Possibly.
That is to be determined, because
yeah.
I wanted him to play on Sunday on the Sunday show. We always do the interview Wednesday, and then we do the live show Sunday. And I wanted to do however long he wanted to play, acoustic, electric, what the hell ever, because he's super talented, you know, and it's going
Absolutely.
to be awesome. And we can't. So he's, when we already talked about it the other night, he's the first one when we go live if he so chooses.
Sweet.
Oh, absolutely.
Let's do it.
So,
I mean, what are you playing? Just acoustic stuff?
I'll play anything you want me to play, right?
Yeah.
If it's got
Okay.
strings, it's got a foot pedal
I'm
on it.
just saying,
He
because
can put some cymbals on his knees.
That's
put a
right.
harmonica on his
because the
chest.
biggest problem
vouch for it.
is
I'll
the
totally
sound
vouch for
right
it.
now. We got to do some bunch of stuff which we were supposed to do Sunday.
but we had to recuperate after the amazing
and
night
not
of
only that,
Psychedelica.
we was getting some other equipment arranged around, so
Yes.
it's kind of good.
And
We had to wait anyway because things are going to be different around
We
here.
have
that's
shiny new equipment now, and you're not going to be pulling out the remaining hair that you have.
all. We're gonna get a
Dad.
couple more things worked out, and then when we start doing them Chicken Coop lives again, they're going to be badass as far as audio. They're already badass visual, and all of our guests have been
Right.
fantastic.
And you know, we want
all of them.
You know, the guests have been great about it, and they've all got to see what we already know, and there's 3 versions of every performance here. There's the one we all see for those of us that are live here, and you get to hear it while it's happening. Then there's what's compressed and fed out to all of you, and that's completely different. And then there's Tom's genius that runs into the board where it's properly mixed, and that's where you hear the angels crying. It's
night and day.
amazing. It's night and day. And we're missing that right now. And because he's a perfectionist when it comes to the audio and the visual part and everything of this illusion we're creating, he wants it right.
Jimmy said he got caught in a downpour.
I look
Jimmy.
forward to it, man. Let's do it, because I tell you what, I've got a YouTube channel too. It's just the Jared Banta YouTube channel, right? I got a lot of my stuff on there, but I'm always dissatisfied with the way it sounds, right? Because of the compression and the BS that goes into that. I'm going, it's not the way it sounded in the room to my own ears, right? I know I'm better than that. Bunch of bullshit. Yeah, but it's all good. No, let's do it, man. Let's have a good time with it. I'd love to showcase some of my stuff. Listen, I've been writing like crazy.
sure.
Writing like crazy for the past.
We've had people that do covers and stuff. Do you have original material? A lot of original?
How many you want, right?
Yeah, he's got a ton of
Oh man, if you got
Nice.
originals, that's the best.
Nice.
We love the
And
originals.
We love the originals. That's what we
Yeah,
like.
I don't want to play a cover, to be perfectly honest with you. Unless you make me.
Well, unless we ask for one,
Unless
right?
you ask for it, right? You better ask for it ahead of time, though. I'm old. I got to practice. It's
Well,
all
you
good.
know, I was thinking about the last time I saw you, and what was your, in 95 at Sadie Renee's, who would you have been playing with back then?
95, it would have been Big Fear.
Big Fear.
Yeah, it would have been Big Fear. It
nice.
would have been probably the 3-piece variety of that band, right? That was really the last version of that
I
band. which-
remember coming out and seeing you guys,
Yeah.
and in between songs, you're like, what do you guys want to hear? And I was that asshole who would be like, play some Skinner, man.
Yeah.
And you'd start laughing, you know, and somebody would play a little something maybe, but I'd always hit you with Slayer, right? You'd be like, we don't know any Slayer, Eddie.
Those were the 2 damn things you hear. Skinner and
always.
Slayer. It's like,
Always. No matter where you're at, somebody screams one or the other or both.
it's
Now,
rough. It's rough.
I do it now just to be stupid.
You and I talked about early influences and stuff, and this guy was one of mine because whenever he moved in, what year did you move here to like East Canton?
Sixth grade. I came in 6th grade, right? So that was, it was pretty interesting. I came from plain local, 6th grade over to East Canton, right? I came in with the spiky Billy Idol hair, and all the girls thought I was cute. I'd never had that kind of attention back over
He was
there.
like,
right?
hell yeah.
I'm
Let me
like,
let me
oh,
let me
man.
tell you that is really a very appropriate analogy because I heard
Yeah.
the girls say that about how you look like Billy Idol, and they were all.
He was
hot
my
for
idol
you,
at that
man.
point, right? At that
Right.
point, 12 years old. It was,
Shit, I love
I
you
wanted
too.
to be Billy, right?
Yes.
But it was awesome, right? It was cool. I never got small school. I love East Cam, bro. It was.
I did too.
It was the best thing that ever happened to me at that point in my life. To be
It's a
honest,
good little
It
area
really
out
was.
there, man.
It
I
was.
was-
I was 12-year club. And,
We used to
and
hang
didn't
out
regret
out
it,
there,
man. Didn't
ride
regret
them
it
dirt
at all.
bikes out there in the brickyards.
Hell yeah, lots of dirt bike riding out
Big
there.
Ben.
We actually used to take Dennis's
Titty
Jeep
City.
back here too. He'd take that Jeep anywhere, man. Jesus.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff. A lot of stuff to do in that little town.
So when we were bullshitting before we came on the air, we started talking about how you actually were in a commune for the first part of your life. Were you actually born on a commune?
I was born at Mercy, right? But I was taken immediately back to the commune. Yes, I was. My mom and my dad were there, members of this commune in the early '70s. Pretty interesting. My father, my biological father, is from Southern Illinois, a little town called Karnak, right on the border of Paducah, Kentucky, right? I mean, complete hillbilly zone.
Paducah. That just sounds so
right?
apropos.
They're down from Paducah, and that's what they are. And that's all right.
Jeremiah from
Beautiful
Paducah.
people.
Come on down
From
here,
Paducah,
Paducah, man.
From Paducah.
I'm riding in them beer truck, boy.
My name's Jeremiah Banta
Yes.
from Paducah.
From Paducah.
I love
And at
you,
that point,
Paducah.
I have a
My
maiden
cousin
name.
be racing that whiskey boy around the ridge.
Those are
My maiden name
people.
is Harmon, actually.
That's really.
Really, yes. So I was born
Wait,
Michael
maiden?
Jeremiah. Maiden.
You're-
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Michael Jeremiah Harmon. Yes.
Nice.
Is that me? Right. So my father heard about this
Wait a
Canton
minute.
commune.
Your first name is Michael?
Yes.
You never knew that?
No, just some metaphysical stuff in my own life today. Please go on.
My father from Southern Illinois hears about this Canton commune,
Wow.
right, going on where it's formed around this band called Truth. And one of the pictures I have, I'd love to share with us sometime if we could get on the screen. It'd be
I
really
wish you
cool.
would've
But,
brought it.
oh, it's awesome. But they're actually all outside the Mansfield Penitentiary, the famous, right with the big gates, the big gate that's now at Eslich over on Broadway, right?
Right.
They're all in front
I
of
didn't
it.
know that's where those gates came from.
That's where they came from, the Mansfield Penitentiary. Yes.
That is pretty wild.
It is really wild, right? So, anyway, he hears about this Canton commune, and he's a musician. He's a guitar player. He gets in the truck with his buddy named Zion, and they drive across 2 states to get over here.
That's a great name.
Right, no doubt. I just met this guy for the first time at my father's funeral. It was wild. He retold me the story. It was
Sorry
pretty
for your
incredible.
loss, brother. Sorry for your loss.
Listen, man, he lived fast and furious. He didn't go down with any regrets. I can tell you that. It's
Right
all
on,
good.
man.
It's all good. But they drive over. He meets my mom, who's 19 or 18 at the time, right? She has me just before she turns 20. They're in this commune with all these other musicians. He's a badass guitar player, right? Singer.
Damn hippie kid.
It
That's
was,
right.
right?
Were they
My-
partiers, mom and dad?
Oh, I'm 100%, right? I mean, they had a good time, right? My mom was a little bit rebellious, right? Got out of the house and did her thing, and it was completely. The pictures from that time zone.
We're gonna
are
play
completely
guitar,
awesome.
okay?
Right. So my first memory, right? Some of my first memories are in this commune.
That's wild.
Like what?
Pictures being at the drum set, actually playing, drums at 2.5 years old, right? I can
Weird
remember.
naked adults running around.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Weird. You never know. I never know. I didn't know what the naked
No
was wrong. Naked isn't wrong.
I was a kid,
love
man.
naked.
Yeah, no,
Naked's
naked's
awesome.
good.
I love naked.
They tell me, I've been eternally blessed with being pretty calm, right? Pretty level-headed, pretty
Extremely. I'll vouch for that.
pretty
I
cool,
feel it.
right?
Yes.
They tell me I got into the wrong plate of brownies at 2, right? There were 2 plates of brownies, and I got into the wrong plate.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
That's all I can say, and I think it just eternally set that switch to, hey man,
That's
this kid's
right.
going to be pretty cool.
Wow.
Right? Cucumber.
You got open doors early in life.
But those were my first memories, right? Those are some of my first of the band.
Did the
right?
band end
Was
up
there any
going
accident?
anywhere big?
I wouldn't say big, but locally at that time, I mean, they were kind of a thing, right?
Right.
And it was pretty neat. And actually,
Are there vinyl albums of them that you can find online
no,
and
I
stuff?
don't think so. I don't think so. But the funny story is, well, I don't know if it's really funny, but my dad, who raised me, right, adopted me when I was 5, also lived in the commune. His brother was the lead singer of that
Oh,
band,
G
right?
money.
So I mean, there's this huge family of people.
Are we still on?
We're probably still on. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's this huge
That's
family
always
of
scary
really
when
connected
that
I
happens.
know.
people.
It scares the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Well, it kind of has like a Morrison-esque thing. Like, was there a truck accident with
Yeah.
Indian souls? going around
Not
or
that I
anything?
know of. Not
Just
that I know.
one that's kinda got that vibe to it.
But we actually ended up moving back to Southern Illinois with my father and my mother.
How old were you?
They had my sister, Julia, right, who's 3.5 years younger than me. My father decided that that family life wasn't for him. So my mom, was raising the two of us for a while in a trailer, on government assistance and all that good stuff. And God bless her, working her ass off, to keep us alive. And my dad, right, basically, who always adored my mother, came over and saved us, right? Brought us back to Canton, right? Brought us back to beautiful Canton, Ohio, and God bless him. Honestly, coolest man on the planet, Jimmy Banta. I love you, right? Adopted me and my sister as we were his own, and
That's awesome, man.
And had a great life.
You had a great, man. Yeah, you seemed like a real well-adjusted kid, man, at school.
Saw really
All of us.
bigs.
You were very
Gary.
I think you were very zen.
I was pretty zen, right? I was friends with everybody, right? I didn't like to fall into the clique of the jocks or the.
Right.
Listen, I was lots of friends with the guys who played sports. I was friends with I was in the damn choir. I'm a choir nerd. I'm sorry.
Right.
The guys that played sports were afraid of you.
Whatever.
I was
right?
that drama geek, and we had the same pools of friends, you and I.
Yeah,
when
right.
we were coming up.
Right.
And I remember
I didn't know anybody that wasn't a friend, right? It wasn't
Right.
It didn't matter to me.
When did you start the martial arts?
Yeah, martial arts came along when I was about 10, 11 years old. Right? I
did you-
loved in the 70s, right? Who did we all love? Friggin' Bruce Lee, right?
Boom.
Bam. Right?
Saturday morning.
Chuck Norris
martial
was a
arts
joke,
theater.
right? Bruce Lee.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So I wanted to do it. My mom put me in it, right? It was a really good thing. Right?
S.H. Kim, right?
S.H. Kim,
I
absolutely.
went there too.
Right.
I
Gotta
remember.
have a real Korean
moved
teacher.
out, before
yeah.
he moved out on Whipple, I was up on Cleveland Avenue.
Yeah, I was too at Cleveland Avenue.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was great, man. That was
You know what was
it's
wild?
a spiritual thing too, right? It's really awesome, right?
I'm still to this day.
Before I knew what he got in trouble with, I used to always like, man, he's always got them hot chicks going into his office.
I didn't know about that.
damn,
I didn't know about that
Don't ruin my image of it.
Yeah,
man. Don't
right.
do it.
No,
Save that one for another day,
He was,
right?
he was an amazing
Alright.
teacher, and he donated his time to young Asian women.
Yeah, okay.
So,
I
yeah.
He sure did.
You were the first peer that I ever saw in like a gi, and like it blew me away because I'd already been doing it with my uncle, Big Randy,
Yeah.
Uncle Ranford, and he was doing commercials for I can't remember what the name of the place was, but it was on local like 67, 61, all those upper channels. And I remember we all got around the TV at 4 p.m. to see him do his commercial debut with the nunchucks and everything, and kicking ass and taking names, because he's a big dude.
Yeah.
And he taught me. But like whenever I just knew very, very basic stuff when you came along, and I remember you came over, and I remember we were kicking some shit around that day, and it was really cool.
Yeah, man, it's a good thing, man, and I think the biggest thing, right, is the thing that S.H. Kim, right, taught you was, right, this is for self-defense. You're not going out there being an asshole.
You're
right?
not going out there to karate
Yeah,
everything.
you're not going out there to just beat people's ass. If you need to, you can beat people's ass.
That's
if they're
right.
attacking
There was
you.
that one kid that was in there, though. He was like,
And it's taekwondo.
I don't know, when I was in there, I was probably like 13 or 14, so this kid must have been about 17-ish, maybe 18. Big, tall, black dude. He was an asshole. He always trying to start fights with everybody.
Really?
in there.
No, I never had a class with him, thank God.
Right.
Everybody else was cool, man. I don't know what was wrong with that dude.
It only takes, 4 pounds to break a bone, So once you know that stuff, and once you know where all that stuff is on the body, and you've had it done to you, at least so you know where it is, where people are vulnerable.
Yeah.
And then you know how you could really hurt someone if you so chose.
Well, and that's, you know what, right. And that's not my game, right? And I don't
Right.
think it's any of our game. I'm not out
No.
to hurt anybody.
Hell,
I'm a
well-
lover, not a fighter, but
Right.
I want to know how to
exactly.
protect myself.
I ended up taking it up to kickboxing because whenever Uncle Manford was doing it up at Rick Adesi's, I met Rick and we hit it off.
Yeah.
And it was right after his son had passed. And I remember I had a Pearl Jam shirt on, and he was really digging it, he said. He
Yeah,
came
yeah.
to a party last year. And we bumped into each other during COVID up at Mark's while he was shopping and hit it off. He was Master Adesi is an amazing man. I was doing kickboxing taekwondo style because of my uncle. That's how he taught me about just destroying things, kicking through. And then he was jiu-jitsu, which is all about bending things ways they're not supposed to go.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's where I was at after the cancer when I decided to try and get back into it. I wanted to learn jiu-jitsu with him because he has a lot to teach, and he's
Yeah.
not gone yet. I hope he's doing good out there. I'll feel like a horse's ass. Rick, get a hold of me. He's had a couple health issues.
Hey, Nick, get hold of him, Rick.
So once you got to East Canton, now when did the music start for you? Besides playing drums when you were a kid, like
right. I mean, I really wasn't. I knew. Let's talk about the early influences, right? My first influences, right, were the memories from the commune, right?
That's right.
Second influence is probably 5 years old, absolutely jamming in the basement to Kiss, right? With the Miller boys.
That's
with
why
the
we
Miller
were
boys,
friends.
right? Jason and Jamie Miller, right? They were my dudes. Our parents were friends from the commune, right? They were.
Whoa.
Yeah.
No
way. Way, dude.
What a
way.
small world,
Yeah,
man.
tiny world.
Man, I love
right?
those guys, man.
So, right, good dudes. We're in the
Very
basement.
good dudes.
And it just worked out the way it always worked out. Jason always wanted to be Peter.
And you
Chris,
guys
the drummer, right?
We're
Jamie.
all pretty. Let's get it
well,
right. You guys, all three of you guys were what I would call, and I'm just going to say, like, how would I say it, dear? Pussy Slayer? I mean, come on. The girls were lining up to watch your guys' band practices, right?
Yeah, it was fun. And we didn't really realize that at the time. And we didn't really care. We wanted to play music. Stupid, dumb, right? But anyway.
That means you were real.
Right. So 5 years old, I knew I wanted to play guitar, right? I wanted to be Ace Frehley. I wanted to be Ace Frehley really bad, and I knew that. But it took till 13 before Mom bought me a guitar with my uncle David. I don't know if you know, ever heard the name Ziggy around this town?
Yes.
Right, artist. Unfortunately, he's not doing very well now, but he was also a guitar player, singer, right? And he helped my mother pick out my first guitar, and I knew it was in my blood, right?
What was it?
It was a Univox.
The
Sunburst
old
Les Paul
Univox.
Univox, right? It was all right? It was all right. It didn't matter, but it played well. It was easy to play. And some old weird tube amp that I kind of wish I still had. I don't even know what the hell it was.
Now.
But it's probably worth something now. I don't even know what it was.
For sure.
But at the time, I thought it sucked because it didn't have any distortion, right? I had no. Right. I'm like, this thing sucks.
I turned it all the way up and it's barely got crackle in it.
Yeah. Mom, what did you buy me? But anyway, right?
Dreaming of
then I
Marshalls.
graduated to the Gorilla amp.
You never took and went into the cassette player and hit record and preamped it out.
I didn't know.
We
the
used
trick.
that for distortion.
I didn't know the trick.
Was that a Lindstrom thing?
Yeah.
The Gorillas?
No, that was a Gattuso's thing.
Was it?
Gattuso,
yeah.
Well, Lindstrom worked at Gattuso's, right?
Yeah, that's right.
The show brought to you by Gattuso.
Yes, by Gattuso's.
I just got a sweet deal with
1300.
Gattuso's.
Yeah.
Market
badass.
North.
Absolutely.
They put the F in North.
Yeah.
So Kiss was your
caught that,
first
did you?
band.
I did.
Mine was
Kiss was it, right?
Kiss
Yeah.
and Alice Cooper for me. And then, what was it after Kiss then?
I tell you, after that, right? Then it was hearing Freebird on the radio, right? It's the Leonard Skinner. It's the. I always had an attraction to the Southern rock, to the more bluesy feel at that time.
You hear what this man's saying right now? I
Love
hope you're
that
listening.
stuff, man. I mean, it's
hurting.
killer.
You in a band right now, Jared?
The band of one, yeah, me.
All right. There's going to be some weird tryouts coming up.
Yeah.
You have to talk outside of here, you and I.
But right, we got that. That was it, right? I was into that, and then hair metal happened. As an early teenager, I'm like, but I was born with this voice, so I couldn't. Eddie and I were born with this.
I always
That's
picture
right.
you with that fringe jacket,
Absolutely,
with the
right?
tassels on
The
it.
tassels
Okay.
and the Ibanez.
Now we're
and
the same age.
Yeah.
So what did you think of King Diamond's Them when it came out?
Yeah. It was nowhere in my range of sight. I'm sorry. I hate to say it.
So you didn't get into the rock at all.
I
You
did
didn't
not.
Get,
I
so
did
you
not.
Okay? How about Metallica then? You did get into Metallica. then.
Metallica came later for me.
For me too.
For me, it was later. I was, again, more into, believe it or not, I was raised more on Beatles, right?
Nice. Us too.
Me too.
Raised on Beatles, raised on all
Gospel.
that classic stuff. I loved it. And
Lots
that's
of
the stuff I
classics.
was learning
Right.
How about
when I
Motown?
first started with the books. And
How about Motown and some of that stuff? Because you're so well versed and well rounded, man. Doing choir and shit. I heard you guys, and
yeah, well, I loved it. Right?
Right.
I did love it. I didn't study it, but I loved it. Right?
Okay.
I love soul. I love anything that's blues based and hits the blues notes, and it makes you go, oh.
Well, you
Right.
were born
That's
in
cool.
in Black History Month.
I was.
we know you
February
have that.
21st.
We know you have that.
What's your birth sign?
Pisces.
Pisces. I don't know about a Pisces, but I know a Leo right here. And your portal's opening up in 2 days. I can't wait. 26. And it's
shit.
Does that mean I have to stay close to the commode, or what's that mean?
No. The Leo portal. Just look it up. It's pretty amazing stuff. Yeah.
So what do I get then?
A lot of power.
My dad's a Leo too. Yeah.
A lot of personal transformative power.
Yeah. So we were learning that stuff when
Form
Jamie
of
and Jason and I,
billionaire.
first started playing. We were playing like La Bamba had just come out, right? We were playing like the soundtrack to freaking La Bamba.
That's great.
And then we're like, shit, we got to start playing Poison and all this stuff. It's all coming around. I'm like, okay, let's do that. But the more we stayed with the roots, we played anything from Beatles to Metallica. That was it. Beatles to Metallica, anything in between, right? AC/DC, Skinner, ZZ Top, love that stuff. Played it all.
Where was Big Fears? That was your band, right? Big
Yeah,
Fear was, and that was it from its incarnation.
Well, no, it was Hotwire when we first started.
I think I remember seeing like flyers of that. shit,
Right,
man.
Hotwire when we first started, and Dave Bushy was in the band for a while playing
Played
sax with us.
saxophone. Yes, I love Dave. Shout out.
We were
Dave.
doing Little Richard, right? And we
That's
were
right.
doing all kinds of wild stuff, and it was just. But that's the stuff to cut your teeth
Did
on,
you dress
man.
up
Get-
as Little Richard?
Yes, I did, 100%.
Oh,
Right,
my God.
I got the Jerry curl, and
Perfect.
It was awesome. But
You said
The
Dave
Jer
Bushy.
curl.
That's
the
great.
Jer curl is
The
what I
Jer
had.
curl, yes.
Yeah, no.
David Bushy.
He and I still talk. He's awesome
He's a
dude, right?
very awesome
And
dude.
so we did that for a while, and then we decided we were going to add another bass player. This is around the time I'm 15, 16 years old, right? And we had a bass player that's about 10 years older. His name's Billy Carpenter. God bless his soul. He's passed away, but local guy. And we were
I think
finding
you're leaving out
piece.
where all the coaches in East Canton, quit because you got out of sports. He skipped the whole section. He's like the most athletic person that you'll ever meet.
I quit playing sports in junior high right after I kind of found the guitar.
I
Really,
think he
or it
broke
found me,
every
right,
record
right.
in East
It found
Canton
me.
playing basketball.
Yeah, I know.
I remember
I was
that.
a horrible basketball player.
I remember that though. You played.
He was like, wow, I can get girls
played
and
up-
not have to work that hard.
You played up till 8th grade, right?
Yeah,
to
yeah. 7th and
drink
8th grade I
because
played.
do
Yeah.
things.
Like I
and-
remember, like the other
buy
guys,
sports.
I think were extremely intimidated by you.
Well, I don't know about that.
I do. I remember. I played basketball. And
Listen, when I was in
remember
9th grade,
you bringing the ball down as the point guard, man.
yeah, well,
Guys wanted that spot, and you were going to get it.
well, you were already 8'3". I was still 5'4".
Not
can't
till 9th
remember
grade. And I think I was
I
only
swear, I
6'4".
feel like we played with you guys up at Sadie's or something.
We
back
have
in
the Gas
day.
Band and Big Fears
Yes.
played together before the
I
gig. I'm
was
sure
gonna
we
say.
have, right? You guys have been
Was-
doing it
hey,
a long
was
time.
fun
You guys
around
was
there,
toy,
too?
Yeah.
Thank
like
you.
a
Now,
toiga,
Yeah.
What was the first gig?
like a team of toigas.
Oh God! First gig was actually at East Canton, in the old gym on the stage with David Bush.
Davis
Yeah,
Auditorium.
Davis Auditorium
Shout out.
was the first, and we knew 6 songs. 6 songs. That was all that's all we could pull off. But it was
Do you remember the set? Come on, dude.
Hell.
Come on. What'd you open with?
God, no, I don't remember. There is a video of it somewhere. I wish I
I know
had it.
there
I
are.
don't know who has it. Though.
I don't
would
want
love
to see any of
it.
my videos
What was your
from
anchor?
Davis Auditorium.
You got to remember your anchor song out of the 6, though. What was your best?
I swear to God.
Come
I don't.
on.
I
Did
swear
Did it
to
have a
God, I don't.
saxophone in it?
It probably did.
Yeah,
Yes. Like
right.
I said, we were playing Little Richard, man. We were playing like,
What was the encore? Come on.
hell, I don't know.
Encore.
I swear I don't know. Dude, we're
Freebird.
51 years old. Yeah. I can't remember when I was 16. 17, that band breaks up because I did not want to play we actually got a manager. His name was Leo. He owned the Viking Glass.
Oh my God!
Right.
I remember hearing stories about
Also
Leo.
part of the commune, right?
Okay.
Leo, right? He wanted us to play the
Hey,
Rolling
Nick,
Stones.
you know this Leo guy.
Yeah, hey, you know Leo, right? And
He got
He
good
was an awesome
mozzarella.
dude.
Mix it with my feta.
but he wanted us to play the Rolling Stones. I'm like, I'm not playing the Rolling Stones. I'm not a Rolling. I don't like the Rolling Stones, and I'm not going to play the Rolling Stones, right? I can't play Brown Sugar. I don't want to play Brown Sugar. And this dude was serious, right? He's like,
Right.
okay, I'm out. I'm like,
Wow.
what do you mean-
Wow.
what do you mean you're out? I don't have to put up with this shit from you. I'm like, okay. All right. So I'm looking around at my buddies. I'm like, we're cool, man. We're still going, right? Bass player goes, I'm out too. I'm like, wait, what? What are you talking about out? We're still
Because
a
I want
band.
to play Stones.
Yeah, because
Right.
I want to play the Rolling Stones.
I
I'm
love
like,
Painted Black.
okay, so we broke up at that point.
Wow.
We broke
Crazy.
up, and I'm like, damn, things were just starting to get good, right? We were
That's
playing.
right.
Ain't it
What's a
always
place
like
near
that, though?
the old Wakeham out there? Now it's like a no-tell motel place. It used to be a little club. It was called You probably
damn it.
remember. It was called right next to.
Is
we used
it
to- that
next
was
to the furniture
yeah,
store,
and then
that place
between
right there?
between there's just like a little strip
there's
place,
Stooges
right?
was there, and then
Yeah.
the Fireside.
The
was
Fireside, Hot
Yeah.
Shots or
there. Hot
something.
Shots.
It was Hot Shots at the time.
Hot Shots.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Hot
There you
Shots
go,
at the
yeah.
time, and it was Hot Wire at Hot Shots, right? Hot Shots, exactly. We used to
Yeah.
play there all the time. Tiny room, but just be loud as hell. But we thought we were starting to go somewhere, right? He had bought this PA for us, and we were paying him back as we played gigs. I'm out, and the PA's gone. We're like, what the hell, dude?
Wow.
So we broke up, and we kind of went our separate ways for about a year, and that's when Randy Horn was actually running sound for us at the time.
I was going to ask you when Randy
Right?
came in the picture.
Randy was in the picture running sound for us, and he's like,
Now, how long
I had
was
been
he there?
teaching him to play guitar.
I was wondering,
Yeah.
when did he come in the picture, Randy?
At about probably 9th grade, 10th grade, something
Oh, no
like that,
shit,
right?
'cause-
He was running sound for us. He's like, I just want to be a part of it. What can I do? I'm like,
Right.
we need somebody to run that board back there. You got an ear, you can hear it,
Wow.
right? So
That's
let's
what's
do
up.
it, right? And he was the jock. He played basketball, he played football, right? He played
Right.
baseball, right?
Yep.
But he also loved music. We were in choir together, right? He's like, man, teach me how to play guitar. I'm like, okay, cool.
Right.
We were great buddies.
I
And
remember.
and then we broke up, and then Randy and I said, we're still going to do something. I said, you know what? I'm going to teach you to play bass. So I teach him to play bass. We get a bass rig. We hire some Mike Ritchie. Anybody know Mike Ritchie? He used to play with some of the local bands.
Yeah,
I know that
yeah,
name.
yeah, I
I've
know
heard him.
Yeah. He used
Was-
to play with Manson's cousin.
Yeah, yeah. yeah. He's a
Jason.
drummer,
Jason.
right?
Yeah, he's a
Jason.
drummer. Yeah,
Yeah, I know Mike.
Yeah, Mike Ritchie. So we started a band with him, the three-piece. I'm like, all right, we're going to do this. And then the Miller boys say, hey, we want back in, right? So I'm like,
Yes.
absolutely, you're my brothers. Let's go.
There
Come on,
you
let's
go.
go. Right?
There's
So-
that good guy, Jay.
So we start doing it, and we're going at it for a while. And quite honestly, we would play at that point. We were writing originals. We were doing this thing. We would play a gig anywhere, anytime. No money, didn't care. Right?
you guys were fun to watch. Man.
Opening gigs, whatever it was, and we would go out. Right? We finally our hair was all grown out, and we were looking sweet and all that good stuff. Right? The Miller boys were beautiful. I won't say that for myself, but those boys.
Listen, don't go
Right?
there.
Right? They were definitely a magnet. So.
Bon Jovi, you were the front man.
Yeah,
man.
I
You
guess.
were what they
Yeah.
call man pretty.
But I couldn't sing Bon Jovi, and it pissed me off.
man pretty Joe.
Right?
It pissed me off.
Now, you graduated in 91. I graduated in 92. So how about Seattle? How did Seattle impact you? Because you remember it came out and you
Oh,
could
dude.
not get away from it. So,
Dude, you could not get away from it, right? Could not
Right.
get away from it. And that's a little deeper part of the story too, right? As we get down this musical road.
Right.
We break up, the Miller boys come back. We're playing gigs anywhere. We're probably 20, 21 years old. And we get a call. John Lindstrom is I'm teaching guitar at the store.
Right.
Right.
I remember that.
I'm now dating his stepdaughter, right, who's now my wife, right, at 17, right? So everything's tight. I'm like, sweet. He's managing the band.
Toy, like a toy.
Right, he would call us at
Like
any
a
time and go, hey,
team
I got a
type.
gig. You want to go play it? And we go, hell yeah, get in the van, pack the van, we're gone. Didn't matter. Tuesday night, Monday night, no money, don't care.
Nice.
Go get us in front of people, right? We get a call, hey, you guys want to go to Geneva on the Lake? You're going to open up for Moonlight Drive.
Hey, the Doors.
The
tribute
Doors.
band.
yeah.
Those guys were phenomenal.
Hell yeah, they are.
Always
Why?
drove a hell of a crowd. We're like Geneva on the Lake, opening for Moonlight Drive. Lots of people going to see us.
Hell yeah.
We're there.
We're in.
Hell
We're in.
yeah.
Right on.
So I'm
doubt.
calling
It's
the
a
boys.
no-brainer there.
Calling the boys on
That's
the
no
landline
joke.
phone, right?
Yeah.
Hey guys, you guys, we're gonna do this, right? We're gonna do this gig. and both were like, nah. And this was like a Saturday night or something. I'm like, what do you mean, nah? Are you serious? What do you mean, no? This is our life. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna be famous. Come on, what the hell?
Right.
We gotta get out there.
Right.
Nah, man, I'm out. I'm not gonna play the gig.
That's
Okay, Randy, you want to
crazy.
do the gig? Yeah. Hey, that kid that's in this band called Cataclysm that practices on the other side of Lindstrom's basement from us that idolizes us, he knows the set list, right? Yeah. Call Bob. Bob Myers. Hey,
Bob Myers. Oh, yeah, there
you
it is.
want to play a gig tonight?
That's how Tim.
With you guys? Yeah. Yeah. Where is it? I'm like Geneva on the Lake. I'm like, are you ready? Yeah. Okay. Get to the store. Load your shit in the van. We're going right now.
Put it all together and did it, huh?
It's history from there, right?
That's awesome.
It was like, dude, you're in.
That's rock and
Hell
roll.
yeah.
right
It was
there.
rock and roll. It was rock and roll, and it was. We had a great time.
What was the band was still Big Fear?
Yeah, we left the name Big Fear, right? Randy and I fronted the band. We said, piss on it, we'll go 3. Actually, Jamie rejoined us for a little bit.
I seem to remember that too.
Jamie rejoined us for a little bit, but he's like, he got through a couple gigs. He's like, my brother's not in the band, you know, and that's cool. I could dig it. I'm like, hey, man,
It's that
total
energy.
respect. I love you. I still love
That's
him.
right.
There's no bad blood.
Right.
Those guys, we still get together. We got together the other weekend in my basement and made noise, right? I still
Nice.
got shit set up. So I love them to death. They are my brothers.
And yes, Zachary, that is Otto again. He loved the show so well last week, he demanded to be back this week.
That's
yeah,
right.
hell yeah.
Yeah,
And he's so
and-
damn sexy.
Oh my
You got to
goodness.
bring him
Yeah,
back
man.
every
He
week.
got that
This guy-
bling.
I'm looking across at Jared thinking, man, was he like bathed in the fountain of youth or
This
something?
guy.
I own the fountain. You.
I love that Mr. T starter kit.
This guy, Otto, has his finger in a lot of pies.
So here's what happens. We go
Peaches,
three-piece.
pumpkin, and apple.
Right?
Well,
Yeah, we go three-piece. Got the blonde front man, me. Grunge hits. I still remember the first time I heard "Smells Like Teen Spirit." I'm on 44 heading into East Canton, about to hit the border, the 35-mile-an-hour sign where if you don't slow down, you are getting a ticket.
Right.
Right. And it comes on. I'm like, what the hell is this?
Right.
And then, I'm like, holy shit, what the hell is this? And I'm instantly like, I was going to Randy's house. Right, I'm going to Randy's house. I'm like, dude, you gotta hear this freaking song. It's nuts.
Right.
It's the guitar solo sucks. The singer sucks, but it's fucking great.
There's something about it.
Now, I got to ask you
I owe
though,
they're always the
supporters.
best songs.
did you hear Man in a Box before that on MTV?
2 a.m. MTV Headbangers Ball.
Yeah.
I remember the moment seeing Man in the Box. I remember that song.
It was like,
That was the one for me.
My
the
eyes are like,
yeah,
That
like
was
what's
it.
going on
did he
here?
just say Jesus Christ?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm like,
I tried
You
to turn
can't
my
do
parents-
that.
Oh my God! I tried to turn my dad onto it because we always
Yeah.
traded music, and I remember at dinner he eviscerated me for that line in front of my
Yeah.
brother Joe, and Joe loves
yeah,
that
yeah,
band
Dad,
to
but
this
it's
day,
the line
you know?
before it and after it, just like in the Bible. You got to read the whole and get the whole picture. You know what I mean?
Loved that album. That whole
That's a
album.
great album.
one
what
of
are you
my
talking
favorite
about?
albums of all time.
And then I went to where was it? Quonset Hut.
Forget about it, Nick. That's a
And
good album. We love rock
That's
and roll.
right. Nick. Sap had come out real quietly. I didn't even know it was out, and boom, I picked that up, man.
Yeah.
And that was another one, man, that I really liked.
Of all the grunge era, right? Alice in Chains and Soundgarden were my two top.
My
right?
favorite
me
is
too.
Alice in Chains.
And both, I have a hell of a time singing. Well, I can't touch Cornell. God rest his soul.
Black
Right?
hole
Can't
sun.
touch it. Yeah, right. I can't touch it. But I try to squeak out some Alice in Chains. I love Alice in
too.
Chains. It's so
Oh, we might have to get
filthy.
you two together.
It is
and
so
do one.
filthy.
That'd be fun, man, on the live
Dirt,
show.
the album Dirt. I can listen to it front to back.
When
I
I'm
played
warmed
that
up.
until the letters came off the
yeah,
cassette.
I
I
If I had-
remember you and I in high school. You gave me a flashback talking about Jamie and Randy.
Yeah.
We were driving in the bus down to Camp Wanakee. You guys were singing in the back,
yeah.
and I was trying to make moves on a girl because that's what I was always doing. And I remember listening to you guys sing, and you were practicing harmonizing together. And I remember hearing you guys hit it, and I was like,
Oh,
man.
we were doing Guns N' Roses that night,
Ooh.
and we were doing Bon Jovi that night.
And then remember
because
we-
Randy could
Damn.
sing that shit.
Remember
right?
we would lip sync
Just
in
thought
front
of
of the
another
kids.
show
Oh,
idea.
yeah.
And I remember I got stuck doing
Who
the
can do
drums
it
for
better?
some reason. And you came up to me after and you're like, Eddie, do you play the drums? And I was like, no. And you're like, man,
Yeah.
you should. It really looked like you do.
Hey.
No, just like music videos.
I don't know. I just had a brainstorm. We can do another show. Who can do it better? Because I was just thinking, when I'm warmed up, I can crush Man in the Box.
Oh, let's do it, man.
Oh,
Hell
man.
yeah.
You guys are gonna have a dance off.
Yeah, dude. Who can do it better?
You know, you talked about it already, and he did our very
dance
first
off?
live thing. Our very first live thing was the Ohio All Stars, and it was everybody that we were
There was
with
a
at that
bunch of
time.
killer musicians.
Okay, and the drummers, we had a emergency surgery, and we had somebody that was out of
he
town.
fell down and busted his shoulder the night before the
Yeah.
gig.
Okay.
And he was supposed to do our band plus two of the other
So
bands.
if you go back and watch the very first thing that's on here,
Chicken
that's the
Coop
live
Live.
show, Chicken Coop Live, Show 1, the Ohio All Stars, all of that was off the cuff.
Yeah, there wasn't nothing
So
planned.
we have you guys in. We rotate drummers and guitar players out in just weird combinations, and holy shit.
Yeah, I'm down with it.
Vocalists,
Down with it. Yeah.
same thing. And it was such a, well, it's 4 hours long.
Yeah.
Go back and check it out, and you'll see exactly what
it
we
was
mean.
fun.
I love still when Paulie turned in to, what's his name?
Oh yeah, like Joe Cocker or whatever the hell. Shit was
that brought
great.
the house down at 1 a.m. I told Paul, I said, Paul, you're the lead singer. Before the gig, I said, you got to remember the energy's got to stay up. So when it's going down, you better bring it back up. And he like gave me the fist bump and got all stoic and was like staring off in that spot, you know.
Yeah.
And at 1 a.m., all the energy got sucked out of the room. And there's Paul, and he's like, "Where are you guys, man?" And then he turned into Joe Cocker in front of everybody. And it is like
It was badass
2.5 minutes
too, man.
of just awesome rock and roll, Paulie. Yo,
Yeah.
Paulie.
And it was just off the cuff lyrics. He was just, it was wild. Everybody was just, playing whatever, man. Just it
That's
wasn't
the best
none of
stuff,
it playing.
brother.
It
That's
was
the
a
best
good
stuff.
time.
I'd like to reunite the band that never happened, which would be the Grand Central
Yeah.
Super Band.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, right, we work in the junkyard business, and you got lots of people to play guitar and drums, and it's like, oh, you play? Oh, you play? Oh, shit, yeah, cool, man, it's awesome.
You and I had our class together right before we graduated, I remember.
Yeah.
And I remember Melanie Drake. I had a big crush on her, and she was in there then, man. And she always sat at your table. So anytime I'd go and try to flirt with her, you were always there. And I'm like, man, he looks so good compared to me.
Get away,
She's not even looking at me
Well,
right
yeah,
now.
but she was with Jamie, dude. She wasn't with she was with Jamie, right?
He was trying to roll up the window. Get away, Ed. Get away.
Dude, I was crazy.
I feel like
about
Jared
her.
should do like Pert commercials. He looks like the guy that just got out of the shower with the wash down.
Crisp and clean. No caffeine.
So I said, I get to be the nerdy guy tonight. Whatever, it's all good.
When we graduated, though, I always wondered whatever happened to you because, like we said earlier, I haven't seen you in like 30 years, really, other than the odd gigs where I bumped in.
We were just running and gunning, man. We were playing gigs, we were working hard, right? I was at the point where I didn't discover really coffee until I was 25, right? I was a no drug, no smoke, no
You
drink.
were straight edge.
Straight
before
as
it
an
was
arrow,
chic.
right? And we just
That's
didn't do
wild,
it.
too,
We
being
just
in
didn't do
bands.
it. Yeah,
Oh,
and
man.
Coming out of a compound.
I mean,
and coming out of a commune, right?
Yeah.
I'm the only guy in the
after
world.
them mushrooms, he was like, shit, I don't need none of that. Dude. I don't know.
I done had my
good.
fill, right?
I'm good.
I can vouch for that. You were the model of clean living for a minute, man.
And I don't know why, right? It just didn't appeal to me, or I didn't feel like I needed it, right? I really didn't feel like it. And some people,
I'm falling down
right?
again. Oh,
Whatever. I got nothing against it.
No, it's a
right?
great social
Yeah.
lubricant that
Yeah.
people tend to abuse. And you didn't need that social lubricant because you're that guy. You have that glow. You're one of those people that
Well,
just...
I guess that's just luck, but whatever,
So
right? And it was sometimes I blame my music career for not going anywhere because I was not partying afterwards, right? It wasn't the party after the party. It's like, you guys are doing what? We're going home because I got to work in the frickin' morning, right? I got to be up selling auto parts at 7:30 in the morning, dude.
Fix that bad boy in the break.
Where did that start? That was my next question. When did you get into the world of auto parts?
20 years old, right? I was working at some dead end. I was working at, I was doing the plastic plant thing, right? For the temporary agency, right? Putting the frickin' hoses together, hating my life every frickin'. It was wicked. And my dad worked in automotive all his life, right? He was fixing cars at home, worked in the junkyards. He did every job at those. He could do any job at those, right? And he calls me one day, goes, "Hey, you want a job?" I'm like, sure. What is it? I need somebody to drive parts. Okay, what's it pay? $6 an hour. I'm in.
yeah.
I was making like $4.17 an hour. At the stupid, right? It was horrible, right? And $6 an hour was like, shit, I'm gonna make some money. 20 years old. Right, 9 months into that gig, the boss looks at me and goes, "Hey, you seem like a pretty smart kid. You want to sell parts?" I'm like, how the hell hard could it be?
That's right.
Right?
They sell
Sure,
themselves.
man, right. Just, answer the phone, work the computer, I got it. No. But I did it for a lot of years, and it became lucrative. That's the thing, right? So got into that. This guy comes along and sweeps us off our feet. We grow this business, and then he sells us out to the devil, to corporate America.
So that was my next question.
That's where Jeff Otto was working for us before that. I'm sorry, I just revealed your true
You know,
identity.
Don't worry about it.
The first time I think I met you, you went and got me an AC line out of a rack, off a rack that was behind where the
I
restroom
probably
was
did,
outside,
right? I
yeah.
probably did, right? I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, man, whatever you need, right?
Yeah,
we were
I followed
parts
you
stores.
out there. I
Yeah.
had the old one, and you were like, we matched it up. We were like, yeah, cool.
Probably did.
Yeah.
But Otto was always into cars, obviously, right?
Obviously.
And we just he came to work with us and for us and doing a lot of good stuff, and then got in the middle of that Greenleaf deal, and it was awesome for a while. The first incarnation of Greenleaf, when we were part of that, and got bought out and had all this awesome Ford surplus parts and stuff. It was cool, man. It was the best we had at that point, right? It really was.
yeah.
It really was awesome. It got sour after a while, because it went down corporate hell. But
Yeah, part of that was legislation changed, which made Ford no longer responsible. And once that happened, they're like, we're out. So,
So
yeah.
weird things happen. But at the time, I was playing music 3-4 nights a week, selling parts during the day, right? Drinking lots and lots of coffee, but not. Thank God I wasn't drinking or doing drugs. I would have never made it to work, right? But at the same time, getting married,
depends on
having
drugs,
kids,
though, really.
buying a house, right? Then I start doing
You'd
the
have made
American
it to work
dream.
early, probably.
Yeah.
So,
Woo, let's go. Let's sell all the parts I got. Yeah.
how old were you when you got married?
21.
So you got, because I seem to remember you
Yeah,
were
yeah.
younger than
21. This is the 30-year anniversary. Love you, Chris.
Congratulations,
Banta.
brother.
Right, thank you, man. Thank you.
Congratulations,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah.
Woo!
That's a long time, folks.
Been a hell of a ride. Been a hell of a
looking for-
ride.
Especially when you
Number
get
3.
together
Yeah.
young like that, man. It usually don't last, man.
That's right.
Congratulations,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Congratulations.
She was 19. I was 17 when we got together. Got married at 21.
Cradle robbing.
Bought a
Amen.
house, right? Bought a house and started having kids. So the end of the music career came. Well, slipping back to grunge for just a minute. We actually, when we were 3-piece, we said, "Hey, blonde-haired frontman, got a Stratocaster, right? Got a Fender guitar. Let's do a Nirvana tribute."
That's right.
Oh, let's do that. Yeah, maybe. So we put together this Nirvana set. We would go open for ourselves as Big Fear.
Nice.
Right?
That's what I remember.
We'd go be Big Fear in the opening set, play all of our original stuff.
And who was the other man?
And then we'd go play In Bloom, Nirvana
Bloom.
tribute, and we'd be In Bloom, right? And there would be people that would come up to me after the show, go, "Hey, did you see that first band?"
Hey, stop, man.
As a matter of fact, I did. Yeah, it was me. They go, huh? Because we did costume
Right,
change, we
right.
did all that stuff, right? And we embraced it for a while.
And I got to tell you, you did it better than anybody else, man.
Well, I don't know about that,
I
but
do.
it was fun,
I
right?
saw a
And,
lot
and
of
we had
moves.
we had a lot of fun with it. We were probably one of the few people smashing gear too, right?
So
Randy
you
would buy
could
a
say that
cheap-ass
you
bass and do
inspired
it.
Randy's future efforts then. With,
Absolutely, right?
with New Wave.
Yeah,
Yeah, because they're all about the costumes and
Yeah,
the
well,
wax set.
they had that going before we did. They've been around a shit
Well, I
ton
didn't
longer than
realize
us.
that.
But honestly, but him fitting right in there was perfect. He did the same thing with them. He ran sound for them for a while after we kind of broke up, right? We did our album in '95, the Big Fear album, and we played all these cool gigs. Speaking of playing cool gigs, coolest gig I ever played,
Nice.
right? In the
I was
mid
gonna ask
'90s.
that too.
In the mid '90s, hair metal's gone down, but some of the hair bands are still around playing decent shows.
They're still making money, right?
They still are now, right? They're playing the same kind of shows,
Right.
But Bob, the drummer, was absolutely in love with Slaughter. Slaughter was his jam. That was his thing, right? It was like, okay, he was in love with Blas Elias, the drummer, all this good stuff. So Lindstrom knows the promoter that's now booking Slaughter, through connections. He says, "Hey, I can get you guys an opening gig with Slaughter." We're like,
Nice.
"What?" Right?
Oh, yeah.
You got to sell 100 tickets.
Mark Slaughter, right? That was his name.
Oh, yeah, Mark Slaughter, yeah.
Yep.
So we sell 100 tickets for the show in the Flats in Cleveland, for one of them clubs that's changed their numbers 100 times, right?
That's right.
This is absolutely the best.
Odeon.
Yeah, yes. So we're there.
Peabody's.
No, it was the Odeon.
I did Peabody's. It's kind of the same
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
Yeah, they
so
used
sell
to
your own
always do
tickets.
that.
We've got 100 of our own people priming the audience,
Right.
We're
Right.
the opening band. But there's probably, 1,000 to 1,500 other people that have shown
Sure.
up to see the opening band.
That's awesome.
We play all our own original stuff. Our 100 people are feeding the energy of the rest of the
Absolutely.
crowd, right? It was incredible.
That's
I'm
awesome.
like, holy shit. I'm getting goose. Look.
Oh,
Yeah.
the chicken.
I'm bumped up,
You
man.
got
Look,
your
he's
taste.
got the chicken.
You got your taste of it.
That's
it was
awesome,
it was
man.
bad, right? It was really, really awesome. That was probably one of the best shows we've ever played, and got to play our own stuff. I didn't have to play any cover music,
That's
right?
just-
and I had
It's
just the
great
energy
when you're
was
playing your own
incredible.
stuff and
Yeah.
that crowd is getting into it.
It was
like
it was
that,
awesome.
man. That's
man.
great.
But we did a lot of those kind of shows. We opened for Nazareth in Massillon at the
Wow.
the place that Red owned. It was
Oh, the machine.
the Machine, right?
Yep,
we opened
right.
for Nazareth there. We did lots of shows with the loudest band in the world.
Sup, Dylan?
Who was that?
Gods of Rock and Roll Machine,
The
right? And we
Gods.
played with the Gods.
Yeah.
We played with one of the incarnations of Warrant, post Janie Lane, right?
Right.
At the Akron Club.
The Agora.
Who was the guitar player?
We didn't stick around. I had to work the next day,
Oh, no
right?
shit.
Do my opening show. I'm out. We got to go. Load the truck. We're out. That's the problem. We do these gigs during the week for
Right.
these national acts.
Yeah.
Right.
Never get to hang out with them. I got to pack the shit. I got to go to work tomorrow. But It was cool. It was really cool.
That is awesome.
We did the
man.
Agora a bunch too, right? We'd get to play there with. We headlined once, I think, at the Agora. We actually played at the Alrosa in Columbus,
Yeah.
where Dimebag got shot.
Wow.
Not that night, of course, but
Right.
as our In Bloom Nirvana tribute got us that gig, right? So we went down, opened for ourselves, played it. That was a great gig in Columbus.
Wicked Lester had played there before, and they were supposed to be there a couple weeks after that happened, and obviously that got canceled.
Right. No,
But did
we'll
it-
pass on
Did any
Columbus
of your,
things.
I was going to ask, did any of your other bandmates stay and party with any of the other bands, or did everybody pack up?
We
and
didn't
take
because we
off?
rode in one van
Oh,
together. Right?
no doubt.
This is everybody packs in the van, the gear's in the van, and
Yep.
Man, when you were talking about
let's
the
go.
Agora, I was thinking
It's on the road. It's time
Yeah.
to go.
Yeah.
they had the green room there, but there was also that nebulous room behind the stage.
Oh, yeah.
And crazy things happened in there.
They did.
and
they
I always
did.
wonder if there was an official name for that room.
Have you
No,
got-
I don't
if
know.
the walls could talk in
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Have you guys ever been in the basement of the Alamo?
No.
No, I mean the basement of Peabody's.
No.
No. How
Man,
about
that's
the fa-
badass down
Yeah.
there. It's this big open room.
How about the fantasy?
It's like you drop down, go down these steps, boom, boom, boom. You go down, and it's this big cement pad, probably about as big as this room, and then it's up, and there's a couch there with a coffee table that's got weed and seed crumbs all over it, and then down in this big other pit, it looks like an old factory, like big, I don't know what the hell it is. They had like a drum set down there and a little amplifier.
Yeah.
It was like the tune-up room, or you know what I
Yeah,
mean, or
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
It was crazy though, man. I forget who the hell I went down there with. Oh, it was one of them bands when I was doing a radio thing that was Waiting for Never. Me in the basement, I had some goods, and he was like, "Oh yeah, come on down here."
Yeah,
and I was
let's
like,
go.
"Down where?"
Down where?
I'll tell you what, I know a lady, I won't say her name, but she was she was in charge of green rooms at big venues, and she's got stories, but she's like, I can't. She
can't
wants to write
say
a
'em.
book, but
Right,
she's like,
right.
the people are
Because
still
some
out
of them are
there,
still
right?
alive. Exactly. You can't give up them secrets. You sign confidential
Right,
shit when you
yeah.
work
Right.
for them.
But
Because I have.
some of the stuff that she never told me was amazing.
Yeah,
Right.
that I never heard about. Right,
No,
it was really
never.
awesome. Our best Agora story is when shortly after Bob joined the band, and Bob was all about promoting. Right, he was the promoter. He was the guy that would do flyers. He was the guy that would round up everybody to get to the shows. He was awesome. When we hired Bob, it was really cool because we were like, we don't want to do that stuff, but he loved it. Right. So we get there to the Agora, and that back room, there's like that hallway, and then there's the room, that big hallway back there behind the stage. He takes a can of spray paint and writes Big Fear, probably in 10-foot
wow.
letters, right? After our set, Lindstrom comes up the stage. He's like, hey, get over here. We're like, what's going on? Fior wants to see you. Fior's the owner of the Acronym. Right? And we're like, okay. So then we go to the front office, and here's this 5'6" Italian dude.
Hey Nick, what are you doing painting on my
What-
building?
yeah, exactly. You're painting on my walls. You can bring your crayons in here and you can put your stickers up there. I don't care, but just spray paint my
Don't
whole
be painting
freaking
on my
wall.
building,
What's going
man.
on?
10-foot tall letters over here. What are you gonna do? I got a scrub brush, Nick.
That was it, too. We were scrub brushing, bro. Because it was like,
man.
hey,
Damn.
you can clean it up or you're going to get beat
I'm
up a
gonna
little
take your
bit.
fucking legs from you.
We're like,
Cha-ching.
it
I'll
would
mark myself
happen.
up for a quarter. I got one over there.
So,
I'll bring it when we
You're
go on break.
scrubbing the wall.
Promise.
Hey, weren't you in the band?
yeah.
Hey Nick, I got something for you in your little silly paint.
Wait, Fior? I'm getting PTSD. No. But good times, man. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. 28, my third kid happened.
You can bring that with you.
Kind of put the nails in the coffin of the traveling 3-4 nights a week though, and doing the stuff, and the real world kind of took over, to be perfectly honest with you, right? I had to realize that auto parts were paying the bills.
Yep,
Music
sadly.
was not, right?
I don't think people realize how big of an industry that is.
Yeah, well, they don't.
The dollar
right?
amounts
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and auto salvage was.
It's crazy, and it
Yeah.
still is. It's just more
imagine.
condensed. So, yeah.
So when you stepped away from it like that and started focusing on work, where was music at? On your mind all the time?
Music was still, yes, on my mind all the time. I mean, still,
It'd have
you
to
know,
piss
if
you
I-
off to be that close. and-
it's passion, right? It is my passion, right? It's probably my first passion that was like the burn, right? Like, I gotta do this.
That's right.
But, you know, much like professional athletes, right? If you're not willing to sacrifice everything
There you
else,
go.
and I
There's
mean
that word.
everything else and anyone
Oh, it's-
that gets in your way,
absolutely.
That's
forget it, right? Just forget it. It ain't going to happen.
That muse is demanding.
Yes, it is. So, right, I made the choice. I had 3 kids. I was like, that was my new passion.
And
Right?
you got a beautiful family,
Yeah,
man.
and I love these kids more than anything. And right, I want my wife not to kill me. So the time, was the Bobbitt story. I wasn't
Happy
into
wife.
that. Wasn't into that business. So
Right.
we packed it in. Suburban America, Louisville, Ohio. Right, had our first house, bought our second house shortly after that. Still in Louisville, Ohio. Right, and just worked my ass off for that. Ended up with 5 kids in the end. Right. Like I said, oldest is 28, youngest is 13, still at home, but wouldn't trade it for the world. Absolutely would not trade it for the world. Yeah,
What's that like right now, raising a 13-year-old in this environment?
it's different, right? It's a lot different.
I got one too.
Yeah, it's different, man. It's they got a lot more. He's probably the most rambunctious. If he'd have been the first, he might have been the last. That's all I can say. He's got a little bit of tune. He's always feeling himself, right? He's still. He ain't gonna take the old man anytime soon, but right, he's always pushing my buttons. He come up and give me a jab, right? He's pushing on me. He wants to get to the point where he can take the old man. And every now and then, right, the taekwondo comes back out, or I grab hold of his wrist in the joints. He goes like, "Ow, ow, 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 ow." I'm
That's
like,
right.
Just back off, little buddy. I got you. They hit him with the pressure point
He has
behind
no
his ear.
idea.
That's right.
Yeah.
Let me show you
no
this
idea.
pressure point in your face.
Yeah. Let me show you where it really hurts, son.
This is the one the mafia loves, kid.
But look, good kid, great athlete, by the way, right? He's doing the things I probably should have done, but
You got regrets about that, man?
I tell you, if I had one high school regret, is not playing high school sports.
What sports? Because what sports do you love?
I love basketball, but I want every Friday night I'd go to the football game. I'd be like,
Man.
why am I
You'd
not
be
on
the
that
all-time
Oh my God,
leading
right.
rusher if you'd
field?
have
Why am I
played.
not on that field, right?
Right.
And I just, again, wasn't ready to commit to it though. I didn't want to break my fingers.
Hey, I'll vouch for the Miller brothers, too. I
Right.
played baseball, and they were both great
Yeah.
baseball players.
Yeah.
I remember when, Jason came out. He had a cannon for an effing arm like
Dude.
me. I was in left field, and he was in center, and you hit it to him or I, and go ahead and try and tag up from third. We're going to laugh when you get tagged out at home.
Yeah. Great athletes, but we chose music instead. I mean, we just said, hey, after middle school-ish, we're just, right? This is it. We're committed to this. And
Yeah,
we
you-
were, but
And that's what it takes.
yeah.
You were real about it. And we would never, ever, 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 ever tell you to like,
Ever.
subscribe.
Where'd you guys
share,
record
share.
at
What
when
do
you
you
recorded
think?
your CD?
Oh, yeah. When we recorded our CD, it was at what is now Stan Cotto's Body Shop
thought
on
it was
Lincoln
in
Way,
there,
West
yeah.
Maslin, right? It was Flesh Hours. He had a car lot in front. And he had a studio in the back, along with Larry Griffith.
Yeah.
And
That
Larry
was a
Griffith
pretty
also.
state-of-the-art studio.
Oh
at the
yeah,
time,
yeah. They had all the good stuff, right? Griff was and still is, a very tech guy. Loved all the good equipment, and also a member of the commune, another guitar player, right?
Also a member of the Auto Salvage Commune.
Yes, the Auto Salvage Commune, exactly. So we were connected on many, many ways, and right, he did us a solid, right? He did it just with us, and really only charged us a bare minimum for studio time, right? We printed 500 CDs, 500 cassettes. I think I've got one left, right? We'd sell them, we'd go out and work, we'd play the gig, we'd work the gig after,
Now,
right? And that
I
was
know
fun.
that
yeah.
you're a lover of this stuff. So what was that like getting to go in the studio and be a rock star,
Oh,
man?
dude, it was really cool. It was real, especially with somebody right? No high pressure BS, nobody leaning over your shoulder, and just somebody really wanting to help you get it done.
Right.
And it was fun, man. It was a lot of fun, and
Right.
we did it in a fairly short amount of time. Right? We had tried some other stuff before with another local legend, Chris Wintrip. We had worked with him a little bit.
I know Chris.
Yeah.
Tried to
Everybody
get him on
knows
the
Chris.
show.
Good dude, right? And fantastic musician. But right, this one stuck, right? And we put it out. And actually, probably the most popular track on the CD is Melanie's tribute song, "Stardust in Her Eyes." And it was a last minute. My wife's like, "You're not going to put that on the album?" I'm like, kind of just. It's really close to the heart, man. It hurts almost to play
Right.
this song. So again, here we go, right?
Right.
And
The chicken.
but it made it, and I actually have all that album uploaded on YouTube on my channel. So, but it's got the most views, of course. So the ballad always does, wins.
That's right.
And it is a good song.
What do you have, like 100 original songs?
Probably. I mean,
Yeah.
I've
can't
got
wait
stacks and stacks
It's funny
of
because,
papers.
To have him live.
Some of the guys
yeah.
that I work with in the industry, they're like, yeah, well, if you get all these talents, you still got to have songs. I'm like, I got songs.
Yeah.
I mean, you're
Right.
one of the sources.
Yeah, I got
You know,
songs.
I
right?
got songs. I'm not worried about that. We get the lineup right. We got the songs.
We're
got
Right.
getting down to that time now. What's it say, Otto? How long we been running for?
I'm
Just
Wrong
59:42.
I could feel it in my bones.
Jeez,
Tom.
obey them.
We're
Do
gonna-
you
Rattle.
have, do you have
We're
that
gonna
in
get ready
I
braille?
was gonna ask. I was gonna ask a question when they was that deal where they was clunkers for junker deals when
Yeah,
they was
cash for
yeah.
clunkers.
Oh, yeah.
cash for clunkers.
Yeah,
Did that mess you guys' deal up then?
Well, it was...
Because they was basically just taking shit, smashing it up, and melting it down. There wasn't no more. They was like
it changed a lot of things.
it
That
was
changed a lot of
like
things
all
in
the
industry
parts
for
was
sure.
disappearing, right?
Yeah.
Well, you had to ruin the engine,
Especially the older ones.
You had to put sodium silicate in the driveline to sabotage the engines. And frankly, that's the most sellable components on the vehicle. So
Right.
you bring them to the salvage yard.
I
and
mean,
you
duh.
took the heart and soul out of them, and so yeah, then they were just pretty much scrap after that. So you harvested the cores and scrap out of them, and that was really about it. You sell some wheels and tires
Right.
if you were lucky.
Alternators, starters, and shit like that.
You know what? It wasn't even worth.
Really?
You get enough out of that stuff out of core most of the time
Yeah.
to just
Let it
you
go,
know,
huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
There's a reason that the new parts, right, the alternators and starters are now $200 and $300 when they used to be $129, right? It's because used guys aren't even bothering with them.
Yeah, and there ain't no dude down there rebuilding alternators and starters
We're
neither.
sabotaging the whole industry on ourselves. We just sell them all to them, and then they rebuild them. And put them, so
Yeah.
then they charge whatever they want. So.
Right,
But that's
right.
you know what? That's their business. I don't give a shit.
I learned that whole scorched earth thing from my triplet LKQ days.
Oh yeah. There's listen, it's a good industry. I got no complaints about it, and
I've heard that you're very adept at what you do, sir.
out of necessity, right? Not out of love at first, right? But out of necessity to feed the family and
Well,
to build
Jared
the-
would never
build
say,
the
but he
American
was,
dream.
I believe, top seller everywhere you were ever at. I would have
Well,
to say.
I so what?
Yeah.
So what?
Right. So
I don't get no gold album on the wall
he
for
was the
that.
guy that they were always trying to promote, and he was like, "No, I'm good where I'm at." But what do you mean? We're gonna make you the boss?
I got my chance of being the boss. It wasn't all that fun,
Right.
You know.
Right.
Centered dude.
So that guitar that Al's playing was going to be tonight's featured guitar because it was for sale at Gattuso's, but
Otto
as soon
broke
as
his
Mr.
heart.
Otto
Somebody
seen
had to
he
go
was
and
like,
buy it.
Them
I got it.
shits is mine. It's mine.
As soon as I saw it, I'm like, yeah, okay, that's coming home with me. So,
It's a badass BC Rich, so we're gonna go to the Owl Cam here pretty damn directly,
So we're
so
gonna
we can
take
do
this
our little
little
bathroom break and this. Yeah, there he is.
Young man's
But he's
got it
not
going
looking
on.
at us
Love it.
there. Hey,
some of you guys
Oh,
saw
man.
that on my Facebook page. My man Tom over here hooked me up with a sweet deal
Mm-hmm.
and an amplifier.
Yeah.
Well, this is good. We could. It's right on him, which is awesome. We don't have to do all that other stuff now,
Right.
and she could change.
Just
her-
like bada boom, bada
Daddy.
Oh,
bing.
look at that. That's got
Do
the
you
transition.
have our
Uh-huh.
transition music ready to go tonight? Is
Look,
it going to go
look
right
how
to it?
Miss Mills is doing a transition there. That's badass.
She got it going on.
Or do you have the?
Can we
Big
start a
thank
new
you to
trend?
her.
Can you plug in Jer in there and you can just play the rhythm while I was playing?
Yeah, actually,
go-
as soon as I get these other
You can go
pieces
back there
coming, we're
here.
gonna have.
Right.
It'll be pretty much. You can have a whole band back there.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's
Great.
that's one of the things that I was like, ooh, yeah, let's make that happen.
Do you have our?
There's
break-
actually electronic drums back there.
I saw that. I'm a horrible drummer.
Okay.
If you want AC/DC, I got you. But other than that, ain't got you.
So, shall we take a break then?
Do you have the? That's what I was
Oh, yeah.
asking. Do you have that queued up?
I don't know. That
I
would
know
be
you
Miss
always have
Mills.
to get that
Queued
on.
up.
Do we have our break
That's
queued
our
up?
favorite marker.
Miss Mills.
That's how
Make
we
sure
find the
it's
middle.
not,
When we come back, I'll tell you an interesting story about your mother, Jer.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my goodness! Wow. What a
figured-
cliffhanger.
Mom, get off the podcast.
We'll wait till the
the
second
channel.
half and talk about Jer's mom.
Talk about my mama.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
we'll be
We
back.
shall be having a brief intermission in our feature presentation. We'd like to remind you all there are snacks and light refreshments at the front bar, hookers and cocaine in the back room. I know where I'll be. The second half of our program will begin momentarily, a little darker, slightly more sinister. Good times for all. Thank you and good night.
put some lyrics to that, Jared.
And we're back with Banta and Automotive.
And we're back.
Tag teaming us on the auto parts. So you didn't shout out your charity.
He said tag team, and it's funny. I was talking about the stories I was going to tell, but we'll just let it right there.
Anytime anyone drops the F word, they drop a quarter in the cuss bus, and it goes to Humble Creatures up on Cleveland Avenue. We're getting close.
I think I'm down 2-4 right now.
Didn't sound like it.
I don't hear
Black
you.
Rain. Uh-oh, wait a minute.
Something's going on. Oh, yeah.
Something wrong.
My bad.
Hey.
I missed the button.
Welcome back to the show.
Most
I love
mics
that.
were hot.
I love that.
Most mics were hot.
So
Bing,
20,
boom,
in
ow.
2012, I had a record store / collectible store at my brother, and this lady comes in, attractive older lady, comes up and says she's got records for sale. And she's like, my kid does not want these. I'm tired of them laying around. How much will you give me? And I was like, it's shit, man. I was like, there's nothing here big money. I said, but I'll put them in my dollar bins. And I gave her something for them, and they went in the dollar bin right
That thing
there.
getting ready
and
to
then
fall.
I said, who's your son?
Otto.
And then she told me, and I started laughing. And then we ended up bullshitting for about
Table,
half
this
hour.
plastic table don't like
Because,
these. I'm gonna have to figure
Oh,
something
wait, this
out
is a
here.
story about my mom.
It was your mom,
cliffhanger.
right? And I was running for mayor, getting ready to the first time, and she was like, "You know what? You'll probably be very good at it, Eddie." I was like, "Is that your way of saying I'm a bullshit artist, man?"
Listen, my mom is one of the coolest people you will
Super,
ever meet in your life.
super
right?
cool lady.
Super cool, super zen.
Super fly.
Actually, I
that's-
get it from her. So,
Namaste.
that's-
Namaste.
Yeah, absolutely. She's a blessing to have in my life. And yes, right. 8th grade basketball. Rich Tharp is my coach, and he's like, "That's your mom?" I'm like, "Yeah, what?" He's like, "Oh man." I'm like, "Dude, that's my mom." I'm gonna kill you.
I know, right? Every time I'd go to the ER with my mother, because it was always mom that went with me when I got sick,
Yeah.
whenever I was younger.
Yeah.
And
Just think if that guy
Those
that you're talking
doctors
about
would
just
hit
tuned
on my
in with
mom
his
in
wife,
front of me.
You said that,
Yeah.
and he's like, Rich.
It's right. It's tough. It's tough. It's good. No, mom and dad, awesome people, right? Growing up in small town USA, East Canton, loved it. Actually, wouldn't have it any other way. And
It was booming back then too. All the places were open. You had the Coyote down
oh
there.
yeah, right.
All the stores were still open.
Some of the few standing, right? Espresso Pizza still standing, right?
Yep.
Right.
Original crew member right here.
There you go.
Right here. The original crew member. right?
3100.
There you go.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Did you remember back in the day when you could just dial the last 4 digits?
I do. I do. Yeah.
So a lot of people that didn't grow up in a small town will never experience this, I guess. But in small towns here in Ohio, when they would ask you, you'd order a pizza and they go, "What's your phone number?" Well, you only had to say the last 4 digits.
Right.
Now I thought that was cool because in the small towns, if you picked up the phone and dialed, 4739 and
It would
Jared's
take you to
47,
that town.
you just go to right to
Uh-huh.
4739 line.
Yeah.
That was great.
Mm-hmm.
Now pizza people have to get the whole phone number.
Like to take this moment to thank everybody.
I can't
'cause
order online. I'm not ordering from you.
The ant farm is very big tonight.
Yeah.
Thanks for everybody out there in the chat.
Thanks for tuning in, man.
Yep.
Thanks for giving a shit about us talking shit about shit.
Thanks for tuning in and staying there and checking out Al back there on that there guitar. Every week we'll be bringing in a new guitar, well, a different guitar from Gattuso's, and they'll be for sale.
I know
That's
how to
right.
make the numbers drop. I could be like, "All right, Jared's family, it's over now. You guys can all." Be like, "Zoop."
Well, it was a requirement.
When did you start? Now, you said you were jamming down in your basement now.
Yeah, man. Just now, what I do, right, is that just when I feel the inspiration, and it's a good steam blow off for me. I didn't, like I said, wasn't a drug user, didn't don't really smoke, right? But I drink some beer now, right? But mostly to blow off steam, right? It's pick up the guitar, right? Play some
That's right.
music.
There you go,
Sing
man.
some
Music
notes,
is the
man.
best.
It is, right? It's good for the soul, and I feel bad sometimes for people who don't know that, or don't have that experience, or don't have something they can channel that
Well,
energy into.
right.
Right?
A lot of times they think they can't, and guess what? Most of us couldn't until we picked that instrument up and we're like, you know what? I'm going to
Hey.
play this. And guess what? All the good players, at one point in time, they sucked.
Yeah. Yeah.
They had to suck. You got to suck before you can get good. You just got to get in the wood shop and make it happen.
Yeah.
You got to do it in the now.
We did art
Hey,
class together, you and
guys.
I.
I remember that.
Did that
Dog.
go on for you after? Like I stuck with. I went on to get into oil painting. Do you still have that outlet?
I don't dabble too much in art, but I can tell you some of my kids got that bug, right? My second daughter especially, she's tremendously artistic.
Gifted.
And she's doing, she does tattoos on the side now too. You know, she's done some of my...
Can I have her do a really cool tattoo on me? Because I got a great idea for her.
She might.
Yeah.
She might, right? But
Is she as talented as you are, just in general?
she's probably more talented than me, honestly.
All right, then she
honestly.
can do my
She
tattoo.
also plays piano and sings. You hear this girl do Adele in the basement alone on the piano. I'm like, honey, let's put together like 15, 16 songs. Come on, you're much better looking than I am. Let's get you out on stage. Daddy will just be the promoter. We can maybe make some money, like a second run at this, right? Third generation on this rascal.
That's right.
No, Dad, she doesn't have the bug. She loves it, but she doesn't have the bug. Right? And it's okay.
The right person has to push her, you know?
And Black Rain, just because we ain't doing Chicken Coop live for the moment, don't mean you can't stop by, brother.
Come on now.
We will.
see
We're getting
Black
back to it.
Rain,
We just had to do some equipment changing and
Things are being tweaked.
doing things.
Yeah, we're still moving. full
Hold your
steam
pants
ahead.
on, bro.
Don't worry. That was just Tom being the temperamental
You
little
know,
hussy that
the
he
little
can be
queen I am.
sometimes. That's right. He was just blowing off steam that day, so don't worry.
I'm looking forward to that too.
The
though.
shit
I'll get in here
needed
and do
to
some
happen,
jamming.
so
Yeah.
we made it happen.
I want to definitely have you on first. And you know, we always say it's a hard hour, you know, and I think you'll make it look easy.
Oh my gosh, he'll be like an hour's up already. My
Well,
gosh.
that's the bad thing. You guys are like, would you
And
please shut up?
Now,
Jeez.
I'm glad you're saying that because we call it a hard hour,
Yeah.
and for some folks it is. But for you, I think it's going to be
Yeah,
easy.
some people it
because
ain't really
you,
though.
honestly, I think that you'll put on a really cool show, and with the originals, it being originals, that's going to be really, really awesome.
I think he should do it like the singing cowboy from Times
But-
Square. with,
Hell
like,
yeah.
Just like
I would
a
honestly-
G-string and cowboy boots and
That says more about you, sir.
How about
I just
you
gotta
can
say,
stand in the background
the
looking like
fact
that.
you want to
How
see
about a diaper with a
tambourine.
cigar?
the fact you want to see my buddy bare-chested here, man, is interesting.
well, who says I haven't
I don't
already?
know. That's right. That's right. Well, then there's that, I guess.
How about a diaper with a cigar like the little baby in
do
Roger
that, too.
Rabbit?
I will request though. You said you
I'm
don't
gonna
like
play an effing song over here. Shut up.
you don't like to do covers, but I'd love to hear you do something in the way off of the Unplugged Nirvana soundtrack because your voice is in that right range, and
Man,
it's got to be right
I
in
would
your
like to play
wheelhouse,
with you on
and
some of that shit, bro.
I think you could really kill that.
Well,
and I'd
maybe you
love
guys
to
could
hear
come to a
that
compromise and
when you do the Chicken
Man.
Coop live, man. I would love to hear you have to
I
do that song.
I
dude,
sat
and
in
kill it.
on one song on one of our dudes. He did Nutshell.
Yeah.
And I sat in with him and played and
And we will
sang
make
with
you
him
look
on that one. But man,
awesome. I'm telling you, we will make you look awesome, brother.
we always do.
I would. I'd
I
love
think
to hear
it'll be
you do that
Jared
song.
making the show look awesome. So,
I keep telling this guy I
He's-
want to hear
he's
him do Salisbury Hill, man, by
so
Peter
look,
Gabriel.
Jared, you can just redo "Rape Me" that song.
Oh, yeah.
Cover it, but change it to
Man.
"Don't Date Me."
If Freud was here
Don't
right now,
date me.
man, like I don't even know what Freud would think
stop.
if he was sitting here right
me.
Rape me.
No. Just thinking he can change it to "Don't Date Me" because he's off limits. So.
What's on your mind?
So it'd be like a compromise. He's going original, but he's kind of filling the void for you with the whole Nirvana grunge thing, right? So I'm
Triple
solving problems
entendre.
over
I'll
here.
have to practice to do
Triple
that stuff, man.
entendre.
I have to
Well,
relearn it.
really, you got to practice those.
Yes,
two
I got to
chords,
practice
both
Nirvana.
of them.
I got to
Both of
practice
those
all,
chords?
all
Damn,
both of them.
The Unplugged is still the one that's like the timeless classic that everybody loves.
I
Every
know
time
they
it comes
do.
on, everybody loves it. And
Yeah.
honestly, when I went back to it and revisited it recently, because I was never a huge Nirvana guy. Like
Yeah.
you, I was into Alice in Chains and Soundgarden.
Yeah.
And Pearl Jam. I liked Pearl Jam, the first two.
Oh, mush mouth.
I was late to
Yeah,
that party
but,
too.
man,
Way late to that party.
10 and Verses were companions. They should have been on the same damn album. And then everything after that was all right.
Yeah.
Vitology, I bought it. I bought Spin the Black Circle, and I lost interest. And I went on to...
I
I
can
don't
tell you
know,
own the
other
record
shit.
store because you can just rattle off all the albums.
He
from
knows
these
all the
places.
album names.
And
like,
everyone else just
that
nods.
one
like,
album that
we
was
know.
red.
I remember
and,
that one song.
Yeah.
We know what you're talking about for sure. We do.
Yeah, he'll make our show look good because he's over here looking like Brock Sampson. Venture Brothers, anybody?
I'm telling you right now, he's gonna.
I don't know
kill
about
it here.
that.
I
We'll
already
see.
know. I've
We'll
seen
see.
him perform before, and I know Jared will rise to the occasion, and he'll probably practice because he's a perfectionist, and he's gonna make it look good.
Well, I try not to suck. That's all I can say. We'll get it. We'll get it.
Don't
We're
suck.
about to get
Don't-
this
just
audio
don't
shit
suck.
straightened around so it'll be awesome. It'll be awesome up here. We're getting a new scepter.
Yeah, so what else we want to talk about? What's on the agenda?
Shit.
Yeah, shit.
I don't know, man. Where do you guys want to go, Coach? What are you coaching, man? Because I wanted to make sure we got that in because when
Yeah, you did say something about that, didn't
It
you?
is really important to me, right? Listen, I again stopped playing sports in middle school, right? But my coaching love really started. Only played ever 1 year baseball in my life, and I wasn't any good at it because I couldn't hit the ball because nobody told me to look at the ball. Oh, you got to look at it when you're supposed to hit it. I had great coaches, by the way.
Right, yeah.
And
Keep your eye on it.
yeah, nobody ever said
Ed
that.
Bassmaster would have been a great baseball coach. Would you just look at it?
Would you look at
Would you
that?
look at that? Yeah. You got to look at it, son. Just look at it. Just look at it.
So I fell in love with that when my oldest was 9, right? She started playing softball for the YMCA, just a rec league. And the one coach is like, I need some help, man. It's just me. I'm like, okay, just tell me what to do and I'll do it. And I really found that I loved just seeing where they start at the beginning and where they end at the end, right? And
see
giving them
that.
positive reinforcement and getting them going and making them feel
There
good
you
about
go.
themselves, right?
that's part of what you are at your core, man. Aside from being that Zen guy, you're good at inspiring people around you.
It turned my crank, right? It really made me feel like there was a purpose there, and I caught the coaching bug at that point. Turns out it translated into my work life, right? I still coach sports, right? I still coach my son's baseball team, my daughter's softball team, right? But that part's all coming to an end pretty soon, right? They're growing out. They're gonna be done. It's over. So dad's not gonna be able to do that, but it has translated into my work career, which is awesome. I found that, got promoted into management roles, and they started realizing that, hey, I'm pretty good at leading teams, right? I'm pretty good at helping people, right? Get better at what they do.
Absolutely.
I'm pretty good at this thing. I can teach you how to do it. And that's where it's led me now, right? Really went into consulting in the same industry in auto parts. Probably very boring to the rest of the world, but it's coaching. It's constant teaching them how to run their business, teaching
Now,
them how to
do you do
sew
that
parts. Yeah.
on a one-on-one basis, or are you
He's
working
like the
with
guys
groups?
on Office
room.
Space that comes in. He's the consultant. So he's got to go see him. And,
You got to go see me. Go to see Banta, get fixed. But it's there's one-on-ones. I do team coaching. I do there's a variety of things, right? And it's just been it's been a blast.
It's gotta be awesome.
And I can do it from home, right? God bless the internet and Zoom and all that stuff. And I finally, after 31 years of doing that, right, auto parts, have found my niche or found what I'm good at, right? Fortunate, my last boss.
You're good at a lot of things.
Yeah, but he was really good at also sending us for education, right? I did some communication and culture classes, right? Did some on coaching and consulting with a consultant to me, right? To coach me, to learn how to coach, right? So, again, boring to the rest of the world, but exciting to me because I get to do now what I love that I didn't know I loved so much.
Right.
Second, third, fourth love, somewhere down the road. But now it makes me money too, so
even better.
even better. I can make a living.
Are you a spiritual guy? You go to church, or are you a spiritual guy? Do you
Heavy,
have your own-
gotten into the last 5-6 years, really meditation, right?
Nice.
Transcendental meditation specifically.
Here we go.
boy.
Again,
Right up at Ed's alley now,
again,
buddy.
right? So
Larry,
my
hook us
former
up.
boss turned me on to it, right?
Nice.
Actually put us through us managers, the leaders of the company, put us through a transcendental meditation class, right? Paid for us. It's completely mind clearing, right? It just,
Right.
I know when I do it and I know when I don't do it, right? I know how I feel. I remember the first time actually he talked me into doing any meditation. I'm like, dude, I don't need to meditate. I'm already Zen. I'm already
That's,
cool.
that's
right?
surprising.
What is that, right? And I'm from a hippie family. I'm like,
Right.
I don't need that.
I thought you'd jump right in.
Right. He's like, okay. So he says, as soon as we're done with this meeting, get off the phone, download the Calm app, and I want you to do one meditation, and then you call me back. Fine. I'll humor you, right?
Whoops.
I'd
Whoops.
do it.
Are we still alive?
Yeah, we're live. I just screwed the chat up like I did last time. I don't know what
I do it. I get back. I start going back to work, and I'm like, it's like ping, 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 ping. All systems go, right? And I'm like, holy shit, I'm doing all this work. I'm knocking stuff out. I did like 2 days worth of stuff that was on my to-do list in like 3 hours, right? I call him back on the phone and go, what the hell did you just do to me, right? And I was hooked.
Right.
You were like, I wonder how Otto's brain.
Exactly.
How, it felt to have Otto's brain all
How the hell is it like to have that? Right? What is it like to be smart?
I know when I discovered it this past year, man, it changed my life.
It's a life-changing thing, right?
I mean, it really was.
It's awesome. It's awesome. So I try to do that daily, right? Sometimes try to get 2 in, once in the morning, once in the afternoon.
evening. That's right.
Yeah, get it in. And again, if I miss a couple days for some reason, man, why do I feel like shit? Why am I treating other people like shit sometimes, right? Why does stuff bother me so quickly, right? Just,
It feels like it gets rid of that garbage between your ears.
it really does.
And, the one I'm using the most is that me and Tom, whenever I first found it, I gave him tape 4, which is the gateway experience or the gateway process that the CIA used.
Yeah, it got erased or something. I can't access it. No
Yeah,
more.
so you have to.
Well, it was from the CIA.
Yeah, well, welcome.
right.
Welcome to the
Probably
government.
shouldn't say that out loud, but that's how it was labeled, and that's who used it. It was used for guys with PTSD. They see.
I don't know what I did there. So
Those guys see
I
really
remember
horrible
we closed
things,
it out and
they
opened
got to
it
get rid of
back
that
up, and it was
stuff.
good.
And
Yeah.
On the chat,
it was called
I
reset and
accidentally bumped
recharge.
it with the mouse.
And it really was good because it would help you to unpack certain things. And unless it had very deep tentacles, man, you could get rid of this stuff. And it's you're doing what's called hemisync, and you're firing up both sides of your brain at the same time. With these sounds, it has like Gregorian chants and the sound of waves and things like that. And it's pretty amazing stuff. It really is.
It really is. Have you seen any of those, when they put the sensors on your head and they say, okay, this person is not meditating, this is what their brain looks like.
Right.
And when they are meditating, it just
It's just
lights
your
up.
brain on meditation.
Right.
Yeah. This is,
And when you're hemisync, it's actually like, I mean, they found out they could cure alcoholism with this stuff. So I got really, really into it. And now I'm up to like, I think the 25 was the highest that I went, but 23 is where they say all of those who are unattached from this side go to. And it is very intense. I'll send it to you because
love to see it.
So far, everybody I've talked to, you will appreciate it.
I love to see it.
You know, you
Let's
sent
do it.
me.
I sent you the pineal
Yeah.
activation.
I started listening to that. I was like, I'll listen to it for a while. I fell asleep in like a matter of minutes.
It's the best way to do
Lucid
it.
dreaming, though, after that?
Well, I had to get up to go somewhere. So
I tell you what, if I fall asleep listening to meditation music, woo, I'm flying. I'm doing all kinds of crazy stuff.
I'll send you this one, too.
Yeah, let's see it. Let's see it.
I'd have messed our chat up on our thing. It's still going
Tom,
there, but
you're fired.
I thought you
We
could
got
just
chat
close
on
it out and open it, but I guess you got to do something.
I don't know how to
so I
work
ain't
this
messing
fancy
with it.
stuff.
And when you meditate, that inner light that you see, that's the thing. That's the trick. That's the dial back to source. I try. It's funny when you try to explain to people. You really can't put it into words in a way, but it's like a two-way call between you and source, and then that same light attaches every living thing on this planet.
Well, I've heard that, right? And I've also heard that, right, when you pray, right, for those spiritual people, and I always start before I meditate, I actually start with a gratitude prayer. I really do. I want to be grateful to the universe for what I've got and where I've been and what I continue to have, right?
You want to lead us in a prayer right now?
I can, if you like.
It'd be the second time in chat history that we've done that.
Yeah.
So, but when you're meditating, you're listening, right, to God or the universe, however you want to put it, right? And I really believe, right, that, for me, it's really simple. God is love, and it's that simple to me.
Love and light.
Kind of
That's
what
it.
my mom said. I won't say moments before she passed away, but maybe hours. Or maybe it was the day before or something like that, because she was kind of out of it for the last couple days. But that's what she said. All that matters is love.
That's it. All you
The last
need
thing
is
she
love.
said to me.
Da-da-da-da.
Love is all we need.
That's
That's
it,
right.
man. That's it. The Beatles had it right.
Whenever you see that light, and you can multiply that light, and that's the trick, and you multiply it through selfless actions, and then once you can build that light within yourself as well, And while you're doing that, once you get so full of it, it has nowhere to go but out.
Yeah.
And it's a process. Trust the process, That's what they say. Trust the process whenever you go through the quote-unquote awakening.
You've been listening to Meditation Line.
Yes.
Head chair.
Look, just
right.
keep being good to each other, folks, right? Keep spreading the love. That's all we need, right?
Hey,
It is
that's what
all
we're
we
trying
need.
to do with this.
That's it. Spread the
Spoken
love.
like a true commune child.
So that's it. A little laughing, a little fun, a little love. Let's get it. Let's get
I
it.
can't wait to see the live show.
Well, I don't know.
I'm looking forward to it.
It's all build up, and I'm going to disappoint.
Oh, no.
No.
I forget how to sing.
I saw you got pumped up talking about that stuff too. I'd like to see you two play together.
do it.
Who are you
Let's do
bringing?
it.
Are you just going solo, or are you going to bring in?
Yeah. Do you
Whoever
got
you're
anybody
jamming with
you
now?
want to bring in with you? Think
Great
about
question.
that.
I should grab
We can
Randy.
accommodate. We
I
got
should grab Randy.
drums and everything.
Absolutely.
Backline. We got the
Randy,
whole backline.
come on in, man. I know
Mr.
you're
Horn.
watching.
Paging Mr. Horn.
I saw Mr.
man
Horn.
of many
we were
voices.
out at Jersey's.
Is that what it was?
New Wave Nation.
Oh,
Isn't that who it was?
I don't know, man. We've been out there so many times. How the hell
it
I
was.
remember?
Well, he's in New Wave
Well, if
Nation
you saw
right now, right?
Randy,
Yeah,
then that would
Randy's
be,
Randy's doing the new wave thing.
I mentioned that we were doing a podcast when we first got
Oh,
started.
I think I remember
And
you talking to him now.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
And I said, hey, man, you got to
yeah.
come on, man. You got to come on. This thing's really fun, and like, we'll have a lot of
He's
fun.
the bass player, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
Gotcha.
So,
Yeah,
Because I know the singer and the guitar player.
that'd be cool.
Yeah, man. Right, those guys are awesome, and Randy and I were real tight for a long time. And when Kurt, the guitar player, first left, they're like, "Hey, Jerry, you want to join New Wave Nation?" I'm like, "It's not my gig, man. I'm
Right.
tied down to this family thing. I just quit our other band, dude. I can't go jump in another band that does 4 times as many shows, right? And all this stuff. It's just not going to happen. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because they do it for a living.
yeah.
Does
What-
Craig still roll with them?
Craig used to do sound for them quite a bit. He doesn't do anymore. He's busy with his own band now. Days
Mike said, "Nope, I want to be right
he
here."
doesn't want to either. Doesn't
What's the name of his band now?
Days Gone By? I just saw him at Bud's the other night. They're good, right? Really good. All right, him and his brother and a couple other guys. Great harmonies, right? They nail those cover tunes, man. I mean, they absolutely
I don't know why things
nail.
being fussy on
Yeah,
it.
we're good. No matter how I move my head.
The only
It's not
I can only
broken
ever
yet.
remember Mother Trucker
It's
because
fresh.
it's just a catchy,
What a hell of a name, right?
catchy name.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely. No, man, just it's all good stuff. All good stuff.
Craig Wadsworth, another Grand Central musician.
Yeah, man.
The
Great
Grand
guitar
Central
player.
band. Yeah.
The GC.
The GC. I talked about that a little bit, I think, on the last show, but it's amazing that many people that actually had some sort of musical career and are still going.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All crossed paths in that in a salvage yard that also had good steaks.
The West End market.
Oh
man.
yeah, and T-Bone Schmitz down there.
Yeah.
The owner of this salvage yard used to buy everybody lunch on Fridays, so they'd be out there grilling steaks for us and stuff. And it was last of like the family businesses to work with. You know, when you had they're feeding you, you had benefits and holidays and
Yeah.
all this stuff. You know, yeah, it was fun back then.
It was.
a
It
fun
was
place.
good times. It was good
Yeah.
time. I tell you, my last really at Bessler Auto Parts, another good family to work for, and it was a lot of fun, right? And I started their Northeast Ohio store for them. Really, how I got, kind of where we're at. But then sold out to. There's more consolidators happening, right? Consolidation is happening in everything. They ended up selling out a little over a year ago, and I felt us going right down that path of where I was before, and I knew that it just didn't resonate with me. There's nothing wrong with consolidation. Do it, man. It works, right? They've got a formula. They've got a thing they do. It's just not what I do. I'm more about the independent business. I'm more about the family, right? That's my vibe, and that's where I want to be. And if I can be in that space and help people in that space, that's just, it's fulfilling for me, right? I'm happy that in the twilight of my working career, the next 15 years or so, I can hopefully do something I love, right? Do something that's really awesome. And most of it's about helping people.
It's important to feel fulfilled.
It is, because I tell you what, I tried to fill the hole with guitars and amps and pedals and stuff, right? It only lasts so long.
Right.
It only
Right.
lasts so long.
And where are you at now musically? As far as we're a little older now.
Yeah,
and,
musically.
I find myself listening to a lot of different stuff now because of just where I'm at in
Isn't
life.
that the awesome thing? I mean, that is the power of the internet too, right? Is you can listen
Right.
to anything at any time that you want to even
Right.
experiment with, or that your phone decides to tag you with today.
Right.
Dude, I love taking random on my YouTube, just going, oh, let's see what that's about, and going,
Yes.
holy shit, that's
That's
awesome.
amazing. Right.
Have you heard of Larkin Poe? Two sisters out of the South, Atlanta somewhere. These girls are completely badass, but more in that blues vein. The one sister plays like a lap steel on standing up. Incredible. The lead singer girl playing a Strat can sing her ass off. Larkin Poe, look that up, everybody. If you dig
Larkin
Southern
Poe.
rock, Larkin.
Same thing on
Larkin.
mine.
Lark.
Oh, all right.
Larkin.
I love
P-O-E.
how you'll have
Yeah.
your playlist
Like
going,
Shannon
and then
Larkin
some
from Godsmack.
random thing will pop in there. And that's how I found the Cannons.
Yeah.
And this, she's a female vocalist, is amazing. I've been listening to their stuff for like the last, 3 months. I can't turn it off. I've been falling asleep to it at night. I usually like the female vocalist the most.
I'm kind of with you there, right? And people ask me that, and I go, I like to listen to Adele, right? I can listen to Adele in headphones and get tears in my eyes, like, holy shit.
I grew up with
Right.
my mother, who was a professional gospel singer, and she was a high soprano, and she was a perfectionist, and I fell asleep to that stuff all the time.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I love when she'd sing things like Blackbird or something like that.
Did she hang around with Tony Soprano? That's pretty impressive.
I
I didn't know she had like a hit with her mother too.
Nick, it's my cousin
this
Tony.
guy's killing me over here, man.
I'm telling you. So no, man, that's it. I listen to just about anything, but I, like you, I'm drawn to a great vocal performance. First of all, and I like something that makes me feel something, right?
Tori Amos.
Yeah,
I really
right,
liked Tori
anything,
Amos a
right?
lot for a while.
I mean, some of my favorite '90s music, though, is a band called King's X, which not a lot of people know
I
about.
know them.
Right?
He knows him. Right.
But just badass.
I've
Again,
seen them.
three-piece, right? Love
Did you?
them. Love them.
Yeah, I think
I
it was
remember-
King's X,
Triumph.
Winger, Bullet Boys, and Cinderella or something like that. Or
Wow.
I just saw Winger
I think
and Tom
they're-
and
I
Tom
don't know.
Kiefer at in Pennsylvania, small venue. Good time, man. Kip can still sing his ass off.
I've seen him
And Tom
somewhere.
Kiefer singing that shit all night long at however old he is, right? He's got to
Oh,
be
he's
10
a
years older
beast,
than us.
man.
I mean, my
I
God.
I don't know if
Yeah,
anybody
just
ever
playing
got to
some of
see him with Cinderella, but man, is that dude impressive.
I saw him at Blossom with Cinderella. Right?
Wow, man.
He had a gallon jug of ice water between every song.
Yeah,
The next
right.
song.
Shake me!
That was
Exactly.
pretty.
All night!
Oh, yeah, baby.
Blowing us
Oh
out
my
of
gosh, the
headphones.
dish just broke.
Yeah.
I love it.
Is it live or is it memorized?
Now we're also the same age, so like I fell down that R&B and rap hole for a while. Did that touch you at all? Because I really got into a lot of
First
that.
song I ever wrote was a rap song at age 12, right? It was
Nice.
called
Look at you.
Wahoo. Wahoo.
Look at this state of
I bet it
you.
was really good.
It
too.
was
I
awesome,
bet it
yes.
was.
A walking to school one early morning, some goof come a walking out of storm, right? Something like that. It went wahoo, wahoo.
You have spitting some flow.
I
Oh my God.
couldn't really.
This is a guy that used to go around singing "Walk the Dinosaur." So I can only-
But I wrote it walking to school. I lived on the back side of the high school, and I had to walk through the baseball field. I distinctly,
right.
again, remember the time and the place. Snow on the ground, writing this song in my head as I'm walking, freezing my ass off, boogers frozen in my nose, right?
Oh,
middle
not the
of Ohio,
boogers.
when we had Ohio winters, which we
Right.
don't
That's
have
right.
anymore.
That's right. That's right. Back when we were
Back
young.
in the 80s.
yeah, back in my day.
Yeah.
You know, I
Back
forgot
when we
about
had
that.
to walk through the snow.
Yeah.
right.
When kids had to walk to school and their parents didn't drop them off, you know.
You lived in the back of the school, and you remember that time that there was a black bear sighting.
Oh, yeah.
And it was back there.
Oh, yeah. It was right
Where
behind the
you-
woods where I
Right.
spent lots of days in those woods.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah. That was my fort
Going
building
down
in
the
my.
wrong pipe.
There's
Right.
a lot of black bear.
They're just
Can't
like
think,
big
is
dogs.
it Sindel that goes off to the left where there's it's a
Off of
dead
30
end,
there,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, there's they feast back there. They bathe in the water. and
Really?
everything back there, yeah. So that's not too far from there.
No, it's. And how many days I spent in all those strip mines in that area, right? Riding dirt bikes and all
Strip
that
mines
stuff.
are
right?
badass.
Yeah, oh yeah, we had a lot of fun, right?
Are you-
See,
Can't believe we survived it, but we
Bigfoot?
did it.
Now, are you actively working on like some Are you putting something together musically right now?
Not with anybody
Solo?
else, right? Sometimes I wish I was, and then sometimes I go, do I have the time for the commitment, right? It's hard to get together. The Miller boys honestly want to, but Jamie lives in Columbus.
Right.
And getting him, he comes this way every couple of weeks, and we're
Right.
trying to get together, and then one of us have something going on. Life is in the way.
That's right.
Life is in the way. If we all lived within 5 miles of each other, we might be able to do it, but it's hard. It's hard. I keep thinking, at the same time, I don't want to go out and play covers. Again, not to be snooty about it. I love
get it.
great
I
cover
totally
bands.
get it.
I just don't.
Not at all.
If I'm going to go spend my time investing in it, I want to do what I want to do.
Right,
and
that's
unfortunately, nobody wants to hear it.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
I just don't get that. But I'll tell you what, you leave like Ohio and a couple other places, and it's way different. Especially if you leave the country, they'll listen to anything. You leave the damn
Yeah.
country.
Yeah. It's not, listen, it's not like, well, it's not even like the 90s when we were doing bars and clubs and all that time when people just kind of went out to go out, didn't really care who was playing. We're going out to go out
Right.
Oh,
to
they've
see a
got
band
live
tonight.
music.
Yeah,
Good
let's go
time.
see live music, right?
Right.
People just went out.
Right.
Now it's like,
Things are a lot different.
Well,
It's
it's
crazy.
like $167 a person, even if there's no
Right.
cover charge.
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
To go out. So,
yeah.
It is a lot different ever since, I'm going to say 9/11 changed everything first. And then after 9/11 was done with its wrecking ball, this last thing that we went through really changed things.
Actually, you know
And
what? I
don't
think
even-
I was
won't
with
say it.
you.
Don't say the word.
I was with you on 9/11. Actually, we were at the office out there.
We were.
I didn't even hesitate. I made a couple of phone calls and I was like, "Peace out. I'm out of here. I'm going to take care of my family."
You,
So-
you really did too.
Wow.
I remember that. But I remember my wife calling me on the phone, right? And she's like, "A plane just ran into the World Trade Center." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I think we wheeled the TV in from the
Yeah,
other
that's
room or
right.
something, and
We
we're like,
did, yeah.
we started watching, and we're like, "What the hell is going on?" Right? That was a freaky time. It
I
was
sent
really
my brother
freaky.
to go buy all the bullets at the Walmart by his house. I said, "Just buy them all up. Hey, just get all.
Get 'em.
Get him.
We're going down to Zach's house.
I'll
Let's
meet you
go."
there in a truck.
Yeah. He's got water.
Buy all
two
the
vans.
bullets at Walmart.
I did. I was like, he's got. We'll go down there. He's
Oh,
got. He's
so
got.
you're
well-
the guy that they made the limits now. You
Yeah,
can only
thank-
get 2
thanks a
boxes
lot,
of shells when
Otto.
you go in.
I've been the guy for lots of
You
things like that.
Son of a.
Even in your girls' softball league, I'm the one that they made the rule so that you couldn't have a diamond outfield. You know, where you have to have four evenly distanced because I was running. Yeah, but anyhow, that's another thing that rules were made for me. So that's not the only one. It's been lots of things. But.
And we would never, ever, ever tell you to hit that little bell to like subscribe and share.
We wouldn't tell you to
Ever.
do that.
Those guys wouldn't, but me and Jer would.
Yeah, listen, Outhouse Podcast, like and subscribe. Smash that button.
Do it.
Laugh too
And
loud.
as always, pick up your friend's phone and do it on there too. So
Yeah, we
say, hey, let me
did
borrow
it.
your phone.
That's right. And we thank you guys for coming in here out this tonight. We're coming down to it, Tommy. It's
No,
almost
we
that
ain't.
time.
No,
Already?
What other
That's
questions
right.
you
I
got
see
for
you
me?
was
clock on the
fresh.
wall over your
Put on
shoulder.
some
Man,
hot
that
seat
clock is
questions.
never right. You got to look at that clock,
I
man.
know, but we're getting down
Because
to
you
those
look at that
last-
clock, but every time you got to poop, so it's late.
I don't.
You do.
God.
You know what?
talking shit about shit around here.
You know what we need?
We're
We need
fighting.
we need
Oh.
the Ed cam in the bathroom.
I know, right? I'll prove to you, buddy, I ain't pooping.
You just flash to him in there. Don't let him know though.
Uh-huh.
I think that's violating his rights, Otto.
Oh, this is
The
all.
rectal
You know what?
cam.
This is all for entertainment, so rights
Oh,
are out
yeah,
the window.
you're right.
So he agreed to the disclaimer.
Uh-huh.
He's a part of it. So
Oh, shoot.
Anything goes.
Lurch and Gomez Adams show.
Oh, my
Lurch.
gosh. Yes.
You rang. That's what he sounded like the other night. Tom, it's happening again.
What a fun night. We need to plan that again.
You
Yeah,
guys
that
are
was
something
good
else,
times.
man. I like to watch. I like to watch people get stupid sometimes. It's funny.
It was a fun time because good thing is we was caged up in my backyard because I got a fence going around. Well, that side.
You
the
couldn't
neighbors
get
got
out and
their
get
own,
lost.
but- Yeah. So we was locked in, so we didn't have
Where
to worry
am
about roaming off.
It's the Hunger Games.
Shut the gate. Grandpa's doing this stuff
And,
again.
and we didn't have to worry about Z. She made it to the bathroom and never came back out.
All right, we're back to Saturday.
This
Good.
trip brought to you by Depends.
I'm sorry. That's just very pressing. I couldn't think straight.
I think it was like I heard the roosters crowing down the street and she come cracking out of the bathroom door like, I think the ride's over.
You guys are nuts.
The sun actually came up.
I honestly think because of what I've been practicing, the secret of secrets, dude, and not keeping all that energy, I ramped something up, man, because the fire serpent's alive and well right now.
The fire serpent, wow.
Yeah, well, it's in your belly. So
I think I saw that
you,
in The Last Dragon.
Whenever you take your
Leroy.
sexual essence,
I thought that was in
and you
Pete's
save
Dragon.
it, you will awaken that Kundalini energy, and then when it fires up your
Italian
chakras,
energy.
up your spine, the 33 vertebrae, it does amazing things, man. And I sent you that video.
Oh, yeah.
You were
I
watching
watched
it.
it, yeah.
I'm going to send it to Jared, too, because he'll be able to do it. And then I'll have somebody to talk to about this shit, because it's lonely out here, man.
It's lonely out here.
It's so lonely out
So
here, man.
lonely.
I think his wife might have something to say about whether he'd be able to be
Oh,
celibate
well,
for a
we
year.
were laughing about it earlier. She might be all for it. You only need to do 90 days.
30 years of marriage.
90
Yeah,
days,
right.
man. Just give me 90 days. I'll
90
change your
days.
life even more, brother.
Oh my gosh. Well, we'll see.
I did 28 days once recently, and
Yeah, and then you just beat the color right
I
off
was
of it.
like a fire hose. I was like,
You
wow,
beat the
holy
shit out of it like it
smokes.
owed you money.
I would like wanted to call people and be like, check this out. Let me show you this picture. And they're like, I don't think you can really call your friends and show them your...
That's it.
Let's
I'm out of the
not.
contest.
And
You are now blocked.
I like to say
Mr. Motive, you are now blocked on Banta's phone.
And I like to say once again, thanks everybody for hanging out. Sorry I messed the chat up where I can't see it, but Dylan, don't try to pull no bullshit because I got screenshotted, so I still see the chat.
What, is there a chat
Sucker.
going? 'Cause there is no chat there.
That's what he said. He messed it up.
Man,
Yeah.
it was moving. too.
Dylan
you
said,
go.
Dylan was like, nah, I can talk shit because they can't see. Nah, I can see, honky. I got somebody
It'll still be
screenshot
on
me the
there.
chat, dog. We love you, brother.
You guys
We're-
said that you couldn't see
How's
it
that
after the
baby
post,
doing?
But I can see
I
it.
guess you'll have to tell us in the next chat.
You know that?
Well, it's been a lot of fun, guys. I love going down the memory lane with you, and I appreciate
we're
you
coming
digging up
down.
some of those memories.
yeah.
We
So,
still
yeah.
got 2 questions
Oh, let's
to
do
go.
it. Let's do
Let's
two
So
questions. Oh boy, here we
Mine's
go.
always
Right.
the more serious one, and it's if you were you're 51 like me, you made it. I'm 50, going to be 51 in December, and what would you tell that head? You were never really headstrong, Jerry. You've always had a good head on your shoulders, but what would you tell like young you? You got life experience now.
Young me would have been. I often think about that actually. That
And
you
you
bring that
know-
up, right? Honestly, I do think a lot about what would I do, what would I change in my life at that point,
Right.
right? What would I have done different? That's a really hard question, and you guys know they got kids. That's almost impossible to answer after
Right.
children, right? It's like, holy shit, there's no way I could do anything different than that. Now, if I was to be selfish me, which I was pretty good at one point in my life, believe it or not, I was, selfish teenage Jer. Pre-kids, right, would be get in the van with the guys, get lots of bad habits and lots of stinky women and play
And
every
make it
club you
happen.
can. Make it happen. Go to
Make it
California, boy, right?
Could've done
Go
it.
do it.
You know,
could've been
well, the
somebody.
That could've
mindset
been
definitely
somebody.
changes when you get children involved. It's a whole
It
different
is.
ballgame.
It's different, man. It's a different ballgame. It's a world-changing
Because I'll
event.
tell you what, if it ain't, then you're a sucky parent.
You ain't doing it right. That's right.
Exactly.
That's right. Listen, so that's a tough one. That is a tough question. But, right, if I just go into selfish mode, that's what I
Oh.
would have done, right?
And I want to say, because I'm over here always fidgeting, my thumb goes kind of numb, so I always sit here and do this with it and massage it, and it makes it look like I'm over here rolling a
And
booger
rub
and shit,
it.
get ready to flick it head.
Shit.
So Miss Mills made me this
And
little
love
triangle, little spinner thing, so I can sit over here and play with that. This one too, but nobody wanted to play with. They had to put pecker head on there.
All these cocks everywhere. There's so many
These cocks and these pussies.
Well, this guy's standing there holding his unit.
Oh, yes.
Where's the piss boy? You need a piss boy.
I
with
have a
bucket.
picture of me like that when I was about that age. I should have brought it.
You
My
can
bad.
piss into the
Yes.
clam.
It looked about the same, unfortunately. That might actually be me. Hold on.
though, I'm going to fall off this wagon sooner or later of doing this stuff, because this girl, man, has got me twisted.
Man,
Have you
this
met her
guy.
yet?
This guy.
Is she still a mystery, or have you met her?
And we would definitely want to say
Still a
once
mystery.
again, thanks.
Still a
Catfish.
mystery. Beautiful mystery. I like that, though. I'm a pleasure to layer, man.
Thanks.
I never do sleep with him on the first date. I never do. I lose all respect for him when that happens.
That just is
Sorry.
it works out for you.
It's
believe me.
different for me. I'm not that guy. I don't know.
Also, I wanted to say, if anybody wants to come in and jam with Al here real soon, we'll be able to do whatever you want to do. Sing, guitar with him, bass, drums. Here pretty damn directly.
But, I have done that a few times. So it's like, I'm just not going to marry you.
And,
Right, I get it.
and a big special thanks to Miss Mills over there flipping
That's
these
right.
cameras around
Hell
and doing
yeah,
what
you
she
see.
does behind the scenes. She does more than just that. She does a hell of a lot around here.
That's
I gotta
right.
say hi to Maddie and Amber. They're hanging out at my house right now, so like, I hope it's cool when I get back.
Keep that hot. Keep that hot tub hot.
Yeah. Amber was actually taking.
Did you get your question in? Because I didn't
No,
hear
I
it.
didn't. Would you kill baby Hitler?
Oh,
Wow. What the? Wow. That's out of left field.
well, listen. My mother's maiden name is Cut, and my grandfather is from East Germany / Poland. I don't know, man. I'm a Germanite. I got a little German. I got a little Irish in
Polish,
me.
German, Irish.
I'm a total hodgepodge, but right. Hell yes, I'd kill baby Hitler.
All right. Nice. He's taking him out.
I thought he was
We're
going to go
just
with
gonna
the
end it.
peaceful, everything's love, commune answer.
I would have taught him. Actually, I would have adopted him and taught him the right
There
way.
you
Right?
go.
I'd have straightened him up. Wow.
Turn
Apparently,
him
his
into-
mother was
turn him
abusing
into
his ass.
Dexter. No, the real question is, if you could eat with anybody, any time period, whenever, whoever, except for Jesus, who would you have dinner with?
John Lennon.
John Lennon.
very
That's
simple.
the second person that said
Very
that,
simple.
isn't it?
John Lennon. I went to
Like
the Rock and
somebody
Roll
else
Hall of
said
Fame a
it.
year and a half ago, and all the awesome displays right there. They had the Beatles display up at that time, and I said I listened to a lot of Beatles when I was young. They had his Epiphone Casino, the tan one that was on the rooftop last concert, right, that he played in the display case right there. And when I stood in front of that guitar, amongst all the other guitars in that place of all the other famous rock stars, right, literally had tears in my eyes and on my face. I'm like, we got to walk away because I'm going to be a sobbing baby here in it. And it was just incredible, right? It was just incredible.
You know what's wild is our mutual friend Craig Reed from the Stone Roadie podcast.
Let's go round
He
and
got to sit and eat dinner with
round.
John Lennon and his
Wow.
publicist.
Wow.
Skinner's
I really
publicist,
love
Lennon's,
rock
and
and
him and
roll.
Craig, they sat down and ate dinner. I was like, dude, that's a story a lot of people.
I'll tell you what, man. Tell you what, interesting man. I would love to pick his brain, right? And just
Craig's
my
very
mom was a
interesting.
huge John Lennon fan too, so that probably helped that along.
Did you see
quite a
the
bit.
most recent docu?
I love how
they
he
did
plays
on
dumb,
Apple
though.
TV or whatever.
No, actually, I haven't.
Oh, wow. You got to
Brain
check that out. It was about the night that he died. They interviewed like the taxi cab driver that was right out front,
Wow.
the people that were inside where he basically died at, it sounds like.
Yeah.
And they all described Yoko's reaction. I mean, and then the people at the hospital when he first got there and all the people that are still alive that saw all of it,
Yeah.
Really cool the way they pieced it all together, too.
That is awesome, man. I mean,
Yoko has actually inspired me as a singer. I listen to her.
To not
and
be like that?
listening to her work, and I think about the passion I have, and I say it's not worth making myself look like Yoko Ono.
Listen,
Man.
So,
you know it was true love. That's all I can say. If he was
Right.
going to put up with that shit.
wow.
Eccentric, and that came out of my mouth pretty quick, John Lennon. I'd never really thought about that before, but there might be definitely a few other living people on the list currently. I'm a big Dave Grohl fan. Anybody read his book?
I love Dave Grohl,
I didn't
man.
read
Awesome.
this
The book is awesome.
Dave is a bad dude.
Dave
man.
is a bad dude, right? And I wasn't a huge Nirvana fan. We did the Nirvana thing. It was a money grab, to be 100% honest
sure.
with you. But when the Foo Fighters came out, again, I
man.
was like, this is who? Doing what?
Uh-huh.
He's the drummer?
Right,
Singing?
right.
Playing guitar? What the?
Right.
This is, again, freaking awesome, right?
Man, come on, man. How many
I
hits?
had that same
There's a lot of
reaction.
hits
Yeah.
in his catalog post-Nirvana.
Yeah.
I really like Best of You still. I still play that a lot. That's still in my rotation on my playlist right now.
I can put any album on and listen to it front to back.
I love Radiohead.
I really can.
I'm on a Radiohead kick right now. And The Cure. I'm driving him nuts with Radiohead and The Cure post
I don't even know any songs except for maybe one or two from Radiohead.
Really? And really,
Everybody knows Creep.
Everybody knows Creep.
and that's
And the
not
story
They
behind
left
Talk show.
They left Blossom
Talk show host.
and went to Canada and all that dumb
Video
shit went
tech.
down, and when that thing collapsed on them, the stage, I can't believe they made Blossom creak like a pirate ship when they took that shit off the stage. These video motor things, it was so heavy, dude. And I cannot believe that anyone with any common sense in their right mind would think that one of those pop-up stage outside deals would even think about holding some shit like that. The main riggers, he was like, nope, I ain't doing it. And then the dude under him that was the actual road guy riggers, nope, I'm out. They both quit. So they got a local guy to stand up and sign off on. They start rigging this thing up. As soon as they lifted it up, took out the drum tech and a couple other people.
Wow.
It was
Horrible.
like sad, dude, because somebody's that dumb because they want money to go down.
Blossom's had some crazy stuff. A buddy of mine, I won't say his name, but he was had been arrested at his house. We had been jamming there, and after I left, the cops came, and he was smoking a joint, and he was looking out the window to see who was looking, and it was the cops. They're like, we can see you, right? So he loses his license, and he can't go anywhere, and he's in trouble. You know, his wife's like a Sunday school teacher and stuff, you know, and so he gets through all that, and he's like, you know what, I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to go to Blossom. So he gets a limo, right? He's not going to risk it, right? He gets a limo, he gets up to Blossom, and he gets out of the car, and he walks like 3 steps, and this stoner hippie guy's like, hey, man, you got any papers, you know? He goes, yeah. So he reaches in his pocket, and he pulls out papers, and his little bag of weed comes out, too. It's like an eighth of weed, right? Boom, slap a handcuff on him.
Man, that's bullshit,
He didn't even make
dude.
it to the show. I'm like, oh,
Yeah, they pulled that
man.
dumb shit out there in the parking lot. They try to get you.
They did.
That ain't right,
He
man.
took all the precautions.
People go there to
you know.
have a good time, and most people wait till they get to the parking lot to do some partying before they go in. You got these jerks out there pulling that shit, man.
Yeah.
They used to piss me off. That's like that dude did me that day, the Ozfest. Son
Oh
of
yeah,
a
you and
bitch.
I. That was really weird too because I'd never encountered that before, and
That was before I started working there.
we weren't really being real open about it or anything.
Yeah, that's
and
the thing.
he had this bowl
them
that you could
Zippo
conceal, and we were just passing it around. And I think I took one
Yeah,
hit.
one-
And then I passed
just
it back
packed
to you, right? And you took it.
No, you passed it to Doug, and Doug was like, no. So you gave it to me.
Right.
As soon as and Doug said, well, I seen dude coming. I'm like, dude, why didn't you say something?
I mean, this guy came out of a sea of people and just snatched it out of. I mean, he wrestled me
Yeah,
for a
it was like-
second,
I
but
was
like
wrestling with
he
him, and then
snatched it out of his hand.
and went,
my
and then he
gosh.
went and closed it and stuck it in his pocket and walked away. I
That was
said,
gone,
you mother
man.
effer.
into the sea of people.
Hey, Jared, wasn't that studio NEO Studio?
I think that's what it was called.
Yeah,
at the time,
I was
yeah.
actually in that when they were building it.
That's what
Yeah.
I should have did when I was
Yeah.
working there.
What?
At Blossom, when the show was going on, because I had a all access, backstage pass or whatever, working
Yeah.
pass or whatever. I could pretty much go anywhere but the dressing rooms. But I'd go out in the lawn and just walk around and look at people and just be like, I should have walked up. Let me get them drugs. I'm going to jail.
Carry some
Time I get
handcuffs.
back, but just go up, do zigzag through the lawn. By the time I come back up the other side, I'd have pockets full of shit.
Borrow your kid's
Handcuff them all
AAA.
and walk away.
Yeah, there you go. Get a AAA badge and walk through there like, I'm official.
You wouldn't even need that because I could just show them my ID and they would have freaked out. They wouldn't know any better. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, I want to
In
thank
fact, it looks like that one right there behind you. See where it says Blossom backstage?
Jared Banta for coming in tonight.
I've
with
had a great
Automotive.
time. Had a great time. Hell yeah.
You know, it's been a fun chat tonight.
I love this place.
Cool going down memory lane, man. I can't wait until we tear this fourth wall down so you can see the studio part where we'll be broadcasting you from.
Oh boy, here we go.
Whatever this
Just crank
man
up the reverb, please.
gives it the green light. Right. I can see him right now. Look, he's gritting his teeth. He rolled his eyes. He's like, F all that. It's a lot of work, and it all falls on him right now.
Oh,
So we're trying to get our people.
Maybe I could get Daryl over here to do some sound. Daryl.
Daryl.
My
You
other brother,
helped us.
Daryl.
Daryl inspired him to find out
Bring
where
your
the
brothers.
glitch was. And I think Daryl's a good, cool head to have on hand whenever that stuff's going on, man. And he's good at calming you down whenever you get off.
He it's wild because Daryl, me and him are like, we think of the same, but he's got a whole, obviously a different perspective when he looks at things, and he'd be like, oh, well, what about, and I'd be like, oh, I didn't even think about it that way, bro. You're like, oh.
Right.
And then he's like, yeah, because I get jarred too quick, man. Too many things. When I get overwhelmed, man, I get freaked out, dude. Like, it's not good. I don't like being like that. That's why I had to stop doing chicken coop for a minute. I'm over here yelling at people that's helping me out. I was like, what the fuck am I doing? I got a quarter, but I just had to say it like that, man. Because it's serious. Like, I'm here to have fun, and my people in here that's entertaining have fun. What am I doing back there freaking out yelling? If it's got to be like that, we ain't doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got to make some changes in this mother effer.
You don't like it, don't do it.
We started making changes in this mother effer, so
Right.
and we're almost there back to it again. So and hopefully we get a couple more people. I can just kick back and make sure the show's running good and everybody's doing their thing and the train will get going down these tracks.
Get out on the road and like the stuff we're putting together in Minerva, what you're putting
We're gonna try to go
at the
mobile.
Sparta, over at the Sparta and your food tasting.
Right.
Yeah.
Sparta serves a
Eating
badass
out with
steak.
Tom and Ed on the Travel
Classic.
Channel.
Absolutely.
Classic. I haven't been there in a long time. I need to go there. Get it for my mom and dad. Every Christmas they want a Sparta gift card.
Eating out with
Yeah.
Tom and Ed, the travel show.
There you go.
Now, eating out.
That's pretty good when you have that kind of local memory. You know what I mean?
It is. Sparta Lounge, man. Gattuso's, both of those things deep in my memories.
Pizzeria.
Hey, Nick, what do you know
yeah,
about
the
the Sparta,
pizzeria.
man? That's where I go to drink, man. The
Yeah.
Sparta and
I
that
wish-
Embar.
I wish Napoli's was still downtown. They moved down by where Lucia's used to be, and then I don't think they're open now. It's probably not a good business decision.
Not a great neighborhood to move to.
Cook Park.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know.
Yeah. It's tough. Tough neighborhood there. Tough crowd.
I can't
think
believe I'm
there's just a
taking my
big
phone
crowd.
out on the air, but I
Huh?
have to check what time I took my medication.
Oh my gosh!
I know.
Yeah, this guy.
We are old.
Wow.
Is it time to take my medicine?
You're feeling pretty cool. You're on a podcast. and
God
he's
damn
like,
it! I need my bee pollen. God damn it!
My bee pollen.
My knees are creaking.
All right.
Bee pollen.
All right, Dad bod.
We do want him to make it through the show.
Yeah.
That's right. And we're not quite done yet.
Are you going to disclose the medication? I know it's
I
not
won't.
pills that keep you from having to pee a bunch. So
Yeah, right.
This is very true, sir. It's actually,
those are out the window.
It's
so
more
process of
And you know what? We're on
I
the
got
air.
I got a little vial of Dextron too. I gotta get down.
We're actually on the air, so you tell me how fast this works because Tom sees me not. I call it. I mean, you're nodding off. That's what it is. Let's see how fast it happens because it's immediate release. And
Well, I
ever since-
mean, we're almost
Ever since
we're
I've
gonna
been,
hang
you know,
around. So what? We're just gonna wait till.
We're just gonna wait. We're gonna watch.
Wait.
That's how we're gonna
I
go.
think
on.
This is gonna be a great show in about 5 minutes, man.
I think you should take a whole bunch, and then we can check it on him later and see if he looks like Howard Hughes with like
Uh-huh.
his beard all grown. And
I'll
sitting
tell
in
you
the
what.
bathroom.
The greatest thing though was after you left and Larry left and Z was lost in the bathroom. I was sitting out here going, "Well, shit, what the hell am I gonna do?" I was like, "I better go out and check out on Ed now, right?" And like, as soon as you walk out the door, you can see the back where the fire pit is. And I walked out the door, turned, and my whole damn backyard was lit up. And I was like, holy shit, I think I'll put like 2 or 3 pallets in the fire pit, right? And Ed's standing
It was
there.
really lit up.
And as I'm walking back there, they're both standing side by side, staring at me. He's holding a dog. It looked like he done got drugged down the street for like 2 miles. And I'm walking up, and Al's got this big ass grin on his face and shit. And Ed looking like he ain't even from this planet, dude. It looked like the end of a doomsday movie. I wish I would have got a picture. That shit was so funny, man.
I'm pretty sure that Ed is
Oh,
not
man.
from this planet, as a
I
matter of
agree.
fact.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. You got
You're
a
out
And
of
that's
this
not a
world.
bad thing. That's not
You're
actually
out of
probably
this-
none of us
He's
are
kinda
from
got a
looking
damn
like-
good point
With
there.
the white glasses, he's got a Max Headroom vibe going on.
Them glasses.
When you came out, I told you this the other night too. It was like I'd read about it in Carlos Castaneda's like Tales of Power and some of his stuff. That it was the death trip. I thought I was a ghost for about 20 minutes. And
I know
never-
when I
Nice.
walked out there, he was like, "Tom, I'm still here, right?
Is it like that, like when you have that dream where you wake up and your whole body's just fucking tingling and you had this out-of-body experience kind of thing? Is that what it's like, but you're awake? That's the only thing I can relate
it's
to.
It's a waking nightmare. Yeah.
There's a lot of colors
and
involved.
then
A lot of colors.
because your perspective is constantly altering out of your normal control.
Mm-hmm. And then it was a full moon, so it was big and bright in the
it makes
backyard.
you feel
It was
happy.
time,
Euphoric
time as you know it goes out the window.
Yeah.
And now every time you're checking your phone or the clock on the wall, the minutes become hours sometimes. And I got into this weird hole because everybody was gone now. And I had my autistic son to anchor me into reality. And him and I were really dialed in. He was afraid, he said. He said, Dad, I was a little afraid for you because you kept asking me when you died. And I didn't get it.
Was the sun going to come up?
He's like, yeah, right. And I kept really focusing on the time. But it was really cool because it was a bonding moment for him and I, because he knew I was altered and
I
everything.
noticed it
explained
seemed
everything.
like a minute. It was like, man, it felt like 2 or 3 hours. I was like, man, it's only been 2 minutes, man. What the hell is going on?
Oh my God, he hugged me so much that night. And when we left, it was funny because Z, I could hear her laughing through the wall, and like, it was amazing.
I don't think I left till it was after midnight.
Oh, yeah, it was like
well,
2
well
o'clock in the
after.
morning by the
Yeah.
time
it
you
was
left.
like 2, yeah.
Yeah, because everybody was grounded in reality when they left. It's only 6 hours out of your life, but you're going to confront your true self.
I'm not sure if I want to meet that guy.
You're gonna meet your shadow self.
I won't be participating. I'm sorry.
You might meet your guardian angel.
Wow.
Those are pretty heavy thoughts, right?
Yeah,
And I
it
understand
freaked
why
that
people
hard.
do this stuff. And I have spoken to a lot of people partaking in such things, and they say a lot of those things, right? They have those good and the bads, right? The good and the bad.
I
trips.
never had
I'll tell you
that.
what,
Never.
the first time I did them, I took a little too much, and I didn't like it, dude. Cause then I tried little bits after that here and there, and probably, as they would say, microdose, and just kind of was like, But then I wasn't hip on it, man, because them things scared the shit out of me. And then
You gotta go with that stuff
Hey,
with
ask Larry if he can get those.
certain
Larry
level.
shows up like, bah, 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 bah. I
Larry's
was like,
great.
oh shit.
I imagine
we're
you
all
got to be
going
with
on a
people you
ride, huh?
trust,
Larry.
right? You got to
Very
be with
cool.
people you trust.
Then you
And-
gotta approach these things
We have a nice energy out there.
It was great, man.
With a
What a
certain-
great night.
with a certain level of respect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Your yard's good for it, too.
It's going to
Caged
introduce
in,
you
right.
to the universe.
Well, it's laid out well, too.
You're going to see the universe in layers, like this lady over here is laughing her ass off right now. I remember her going, wow, just like me, man.
Larry,
Yeah.
I'm asking you, when's the next time?
Hey,
Let's go,
Tom.
buddy.
Shit, I think he's even got some more, actually.
Hey, Tom, it's happening again. Tom.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
And whenever I would do that,
Jer, you can just watch.
I would
watch.
see it like a smoke ring.
I had to hide in my van from this guy. I ended up shutting the door, rolling up the window. He goes, Tom, you can't hide from me. I can see through the door. And my back was hurting, so I sat in my van because I had it back there, man. And I was just like, oh, my shit from sitting in this stupid plastic chair. And this guy wouldn't shut up, so I kept laughing and laughing. I'm like, my guts hurting, my back's
can
hurting.
see
I'm like, shut up. And so I shut my door.
And I'd go, oh, and it was like a smoke ring. And
Oh,
I could see
man.
the vibration, and then the door would vibrate, and I could see through it, and I would see those waves hitting Tom. And then I was laughing, and I was doing it to you at the other
Right.
side of the fire pit,
oh my god.
and everything fractal.
What about the penguin? Did he come
I
in?
don't know. You were talking about a penguin. Somebody was saying some shit about
I
a
never heard
penguin,
nothing
but
about no penguin.
I didn't.
Damn, I should have jumped out to see the penguin, man.
Yeah. He was pretty cool. He was hanging over out by the wood pile.
No shit.
Yeah. I'll talk to him a little bit.
I don't know, exactly. There were times where
You were
it was
afraid to meet
pretty
him, though. I was going to
intense.
try to introduce you to the penguin, and you were like, I'm just going over here, man.
Yeah, he went and sat down in that
He did.
grass, and that was it. He
Yeah,
didn't
that's it,
move.
right?
Well, I lost my balance like a drunk, and I had to sit down. And
Well,
the
you're
only thing
100 feet off the ground, dude. And you don't want
Yeah,
to do
right.
that.
Yeah.
All I could do was hold on to the grass. Hold on tight.
I'm never going to stand in line behind you. That's just never gonna happen because that's a bad spot for me.
There it is.
6'7" and not a basketball
And
star.
then-
What the hell, Eddie?
When his kid jumped in, and when I was sitting there, and he jumped in and shut the door, and he was staring forward, and he like left it. It was like the timing was perfect. He didn't even look at me. He just sat in the thing, and then he went. Some shit like that. I almost pissed myself. I had to get out of the van, and oh my God, he was doing
When he busted into
Beavis
his
and
Hank
Bud
Hill,
and
man.
Hank Hill, dude.
Oh my God.
Oh, F. We was just, oh, that shit was funny as it could be. I had to jump out the
that was
van, man.
cool.
When he did that, I just
Jared,
freaked out.
it's safe and it's actually cleansing on your body.
is
It's
cleansing.
not like LSD where I wouldn't
Right.
recommend doing that.
Right.
But
It's natural.
Shrooms completely different. So
And
Oh,
you
we're gonna
know,
mention the drug?
I did
we already
mention about
did.
on
Oh.
the pizza earlier or something.
I don't even think it's illegal.
I
don't
might
know.
even
I have
told
no
the same
idea.
story
I mean,
twice.
we're in
why they
Denmark
call
right
it
now,
dope.
so I think we're safe, right? Right? Isn't it legal here in Denmark? to
I
do
don't know.
shrooms?
Yeah, here in
Thanks.
Denmark.
Yeah.
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 We'll ask the people up at the counter where we're at.
You know, after court today and everything, and I can just feel it now. I'm like, you know,
Wait, is
It's
the morphine
crashing.
kicking in yet?
It's crashing.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
there
Here we
it is.
go. We'll wait
That's
for
how
just
fast
like
it is.
3
That's how
more
I used to
minutes to
sing
see
with
if
my
he
nose
falls out
buried
of
in
the
the
chair.
foam.
So, what's your deepest,
wow.
darkest memory?
As soon as he
Ed?
falls out, we'll break out the Ed rectal cam.
that's a
Give
scary
him a
Yeah,
prostate exam.
That's a scary one.
Wow. You can.
I'll
probably
tell you one that
not.
really still to this day kind of freaks me out. When I was married to my first wife and I was a practicing Luciferian, and this is past tense, everybody, so I don't want any hate mail. I had a cat named Alistair, and I had a cat named Osiris, Ozzy, and I swore Alistair Meowley, named after Crowley, was
Alistair
shape-shifting in my
Meowley.
damn house. And I'm not kidding, like, it sounded like a human being walking up the stairs with intent a few times in the old apartment when we were together.
I seen some shit on
Took note
YouTube
of it
like
too,
that.
you know, and it was
Cats
like
are
we were using a lot of his stuff back then.
Actually, I think it was Casper's site showed one the other day where this cat was walking down the sidewalk and it like stood up into a person. It was weird. I don't know if somebody video
But-
edited. If they did,
Right now,
it
No,
was
it
pretty
was
wild.
totally real.
I don't know. I don't
It
know.
was crazy
Honestly,
looking.
I don't know if you guys feel it.
I don't know. It
or
was
not.
just the way it bent and shit. It was
Yeah.
kind of I don't know how you.
Nobody's
I don't know.
freaking out about it or anything, but yeah, they caught that on cam.
Jeez. Oh, Otto.
I don't know if
They
you guys
did.
are feeling this shift in power that's hitting the planet right now, but there is like a very strange energy in the air of like. I don't want to use the word hope because that's overused, but like there's a real resurgence of positive people right now online.
Because people's getting tired of some
Well,
shit.
look, that's
that-
all we can do, right? All we can do is start with me. I'm really, this
Right.
is all I can control right here.
And that is exactly
it.
what we're all talking
Thanks,
about.
Coach.
In this
That's
really
it.
weird
This is
group.
right here. This is it.
Where you can't change the world, you got to change yourself.
That's
first.
right. Just
And there-
positively impact
You know,
everybody you touch.
There's no teacher.
Boom.
The teacher's in you. All I can do is point you the way there.
Yeah.
That's my job. That's it.
It's exactly exactly
so
it.
once you do that, and then you accrue positive karma by that ripple that you send out, and it comes back to you. And who knows how? We were having this discussion again the other day, and I love this analogy. I always pay it forward with the change when I buy my cigarettes. It's like 75 cents. But I know in my desperation when I didn't have it and needed it and it was there, and I was like, yeah, thank you. Bless this person, man, because I needed this right now. I hope he gets $1 million. What if in that moment he gets that $1 million?
You never know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If that's like the law, because that is the law of it, the balance of it.
This would be him at the pearly gates.
The mine is all, the all
by
is mine.
default,
Right.
I should be able to get in,
I
right?
paid it forward, my 75 cents, man.
75
You didn't
cents at a
see?
time. Come on.
And that's just a poor
Open the
analogy.
gate.
But you can do things like that all through your life.
Look, I put the change in your thing right here.
I mean, only some of the coins had partial copper. Some of them was real silver.
Man, there's that money.
Sure.
I love to hate it. I hate to
see
love it.
money.
I wait. I don't know which way that is.
I think for me, it doesn't mean shit to me. Like, it just doesn't. So I don't care. And there's ways to make money. there's ways to lose money and there's ways to have lots of fun with money. So
Yeah.
just do it all, you know.
Yeah.
Don't quit. Keep going.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100.
I think this is like our 40th live show, Tommy. I'm tired.
Somewhere in there. What did you name it? I don't know. You don't want to
This
type
is number
all the shit.
10, right?
This is
Oh,
number
so
10.
see that?
Chair, the perfect 10.
This guy
perfect
with his
10.
seasons shit.
I counted them the other day.
There's
how much we've
seasons?
done.
Yeah, he decided he wanted to
Seasons.
make seasons
Yes.
instead
Now
of just
listen,
episode
okay, so
1
see how
through
you're
whatever.
throwing that on me? Okay, I'll take
It is
that.
you. I mean, you did. I mean,
I'll take that. I accept that. But it was also because there was an enormous amount of bitching from this guy about
From
how
what?
many outtakes were piled up on his phone and how he had to dump them quick.
Listen,
And I
Morphine
said,
Boy,
okay, so
take it easy over there.
do the outtake show that I've been wanting you to do.
we
and
didn't
you did.
necessarily
You
have to do
killed it.
seasons,
And then we started with the
but
next
I don't care.
run
I'm
of shows.
just saying now you can't remember because you got season
No,
7,
it
episode
was-
8.
In blocks of 12, they were easier. I figured in the long run, they'd be easier to count.
Blocks. Maybe we
Yes,
should-
because the
we should
standard
raise-
measurement of 12 inches makes perfect sense,
Yes.
rather than metric, all based on tens.
Man, I love that voice,
Right.
dude.
7
That is a
cubits.
Great voice,
Hey,
man.
let's see how long your spinner goes.
This is
Ready?
Eddie Jeremiah.
I should have been on radio.
Fucking relax.
Yes.
1, 2,
You're gonna
3,
hear the
go.
sound of the ocean coming up in the
I
morning.
think you got a better one.
We got the spinner rack, and Otto is coming
Yeah, I
down.
got
No,
it.
his
Oh,
truck is slowing
there's
down.
Tom. Tom's coming
Oh,
up the
no,
rear.
he's got it. Yeah, Tom.
Oh, Tom,
Loser.
slowing down.
You guys ever been to a horse race?
I didn't get a very good spin
I didn't
on
think I
it.
got
You ever been to a
Oh.
real horse race? At the end of the race, when
got
they
it.
pull the curtain up, you know what happens when they do that shit, man? I learned this. I've only ever been to one horse race in my life, and it happens, right? They pull the curtain up. The woman sitting next to me goes, "You know what just happened there, right?" I'm like, "No, what?" They just shot that horse. I'm like, "What?"
Oh,
right?
holy shit.
I'm like, "They
Real
did
Wilbur
what?"
took a bullet.
I didn't know that.
Well, I mean, killed it, right? They put it down right there on the track, man. They
Right.
put those horses down on the track.
Yeah,
They break an
buddy.
ankle, man. It's over.
It's all-
Yeah,
It's
that-
brutal.
Yep.
I don't know.
My turn, Otto.
I'm like,
I
last
want
horse
a
race for
piece.
me.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
I want a piece of your. It hit me. Start over.
You lose.
Too many rings.
You got to
That's
keep
right.
the clear
It
side
is.
up. It's
Way
got
too
a
many
flat
rings.
side.
Ready?
Keep it up because
3,
it's weird.
2, 1, go.
Isn't that weird?
Look at him go. Look at him go.
The big one's got no chance to
The
win.
Miss
Right? The small
Mills
one's got a
fidget spinner
closer.
races.
Oh, I'm slowing
Yeah,
down,
the small
Otto.
one has this closer center of gravity.
See, I
there.
done wore
It's
that one
never
out
gonna lose.
already, sitting over here spinning the hell out of it.
Yeah.
But see, you got to keep the flat side kind of up because it's got a weird deal there. Oh, see? Oh, see, I had
You
the
need to
wrong
lube up your
side.
bearings there,
I think I
buddy.
could have beat that one if you did it twice in a row consecutively.
You know, I've been married
But this
2
also
times.
I don't think it's any
This also
special
has
talent
the-
that you have,
It's
Otto.
the eye of the Jew. I have the eye of the
That
Jew
one's
right
going
here. Not the
wrong.
Star of David right there.
Watch.
Hello, Jew.
Isn't it? Remember that guy from the end of Beer Fest?
No,
You didn't see Beer Fest?
no.
Oh my god.
I am like the
I've seen it
worst
either.
movie
Everybody that saw
person in
Beer
the world.
Fest knows the eye of the Jew.
If it's not a Disney movie, I don't know it. I'm sorry.
A Disney movie.
A
Wow.
Disney movie.
I'm sorry. If it doesn't make
I
by
feel you,
Pixar, I
though.
haven't seen it.
saw Beer Fest in the theater. That's from the fellows that
Beer
brought
Fest,
you
yes.
Super Troopers.
Yes, Beer Fest. It's a great movie.
I love
Check it out.
Super Troopers. Who wants a mustache ride? I do.
All right, well, boys, show's over.
Show's over. Yeah,
Damn show's over.
Already? Peace
We went
out.
over a
Appreciate
little
you.
bit.
Just getting started.
You just
Yeah.
did the same thing, and I even got an arrow that says, "Look here, the audience
camera's
is
right
up there, and you're
Don't do
pointing
it.
at the damn
right there.
Point at the
screen."
monitor.
This
You
guy.
know what? It was fun. I'm really glad that you came in to see us.
Brother.
Actually, that's old school.
Yeah, thanks,
We've
bro.
been about to do
Yeah.
there. Now it's all about the fist bump. Thank you,
Yeah,
Otto.
yeah.
You know, Otto made this happen, man. And when he mentioned Jared, I was like, this is so awesome because I know him, man. Yeah, we got to have him in a little screw around. Talk
Gonna have
shit.
it the next
And thanks
About
everybody
shit.
for
Pizza
hanging
party.
in the chat. Too bad I couldn't see what was going on there later on. We'll figure out what the hell I did here.
Yeah,
after
Tom will
we
stop
go.
being the instigator.
Right.
I love it, man. Let's come back. Let's do some music. Let's have some fun
Yeah,
with it
we're
when
gonna
we're
do
ready.
that.
I can't wait
Absolutely.
for that, man.
Yeah.
That's going to be the best part.
I'm gonna play in the band too.
Do it.
Cheer me up.
Yep. All right, everybody. Thanks for
Thanks for
hanging
tuning
out.
in.
Like, subscribe, share, do the thing.
Peace
I'll
out.
see you
Adios.
next Wednesday. Thanks, everybody.
Adios.
And we are gone.
Amigos.